never know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. It's included the Ice Wall.
Read it, run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same. Now it's here. What should I say?
The longest intro in the land, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers. Choctaw Casino and Resort. Come on, baby. Let's get it. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. Come on with it. And as the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time. Come on, baby. Riggs! I'm getting too old for this, Riggs.
About what went wrong.
Hush your mouth over there. Come on, man.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had. We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had.
Come on, baby. And what about a Law Nation's groove, the longest intro in the land? Come on, baby. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate you guys. You know, almost camp time, and it's right around the corner. Shout out to VA Cowboy, man. Thank you so much for what you do for the nation. Shout out to you, Sadiqa Charles. I will return your call. Shout out to my guy, Jay Worthy, in the building. Appreciate everybody, man, that's tuning in. There are some things that we got to go over. There are 54 players greater or better than C. Dangerous Lamb. 54 of them, according to the NFL rankings. Now, this is done by players and coaches or what have you, and I'm just being coy when I say 54. I don't believe in the hearts of hearts that there are 54 players or individuals better. But it is for what it is. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on.
Hold on.
More. Hush your mouth over there. Let me go to my Twitter or the X app and go over all of this. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with me. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. My guy, Cowboy Fan Talk, been on it, man. Shout out to him. Everywhere I pull up on the gram or Twitter, he's there. But 54 guys. Let me see if I can restart this one, you know. Do you guys feel as if though there are 54? Because Lamb is ranked 55. Shout out to NFL Network for giving us more and more content, more and more things to talk about before the season rock off and kick off, and especially training camp. We need these type of conversations just to get things going, right? It is for what it is. Now, granted, I can't show y'all the highlights because, you know, YouTubing. But I do like the fact that CeeDee Lamb did repost or tweet the other day, like, okay, these rankings, right? You know, I don't know what these guys are drinking, but these rankings, you know, it made me think of, I like an angry lamb, right? when that lamb turned into a ram, I like it, man, because when we start to think about this team, I think we need a chip on the shoulder. Not what Anthony Brown had tattooed. Who's old enough to remember that? But what we need is a chip on the shoulder. The Cowboys, I've talked about this morning about the fact that last year around this time, a third of the Cowboy Nation was like, hey, man, stop putting out hype videos about Javonte Williams. He's a hurt guy. He ain't going to do this. He ain't going to do that. We need a running back, right? And we didn't get a chance to see Javonte Williams until week 1 because they kind of bubble wrapped him in preseason. He didn't play a preseason game at all, I believe. The hype was Phil Maffa, right? It was like, hey, this guy, he got the same measurables a little bit to Derrick Henry. He can run in between the splits. He's a power back. Oh, man, the Cowboys need to set the tone and the authority because a lot of people had a lot of reservations on Javonte Williams. And lo and behold, now we know who Javonte Williams is, right? He is a guy that can give you 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. They can block his ass off, right? And on top of that, the Cowboys organization and franchise allowed him to wear 33, right? So that's cool. Now we got that. Now we need to move forward and see what we can get from the backup running backs because right now, as of present day, last season, the Cowboys ranked top 10 in rushing. We were ranked number 9 with Javonte. And we can argue that if you tinker just a little bit, not too much, that you can be ranked 3rd or 5th in the National Football League. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Your running back game or your time when we start talking about running backs in general, who understands T.O.P.? Who understands T.O.P.? You know, and shout out to Jay Worthy says the least is not James Washington. Shout out to James Washington, man. He's absolutely reached out to me, man, on Instagram. He got a whole thing going on with him having a camp and stuff like this. So shout out to James Washington, by the way. And I'm talking about the damn wide receiver, not the defensive guy that we had many a moons ago, right? So your running game helps your defense. And if you can run the ball and if you can stop the run, then you control these things because now what you're doing is you're forcing teams to be one-dimensional. When you force a team to say, okay, these guys are running the ball all over me, I can't line up in quarters defense anymore. I can't play the too high and hoping that these 4 guys or 5 guys that we sent at this can stop this. Now you're in control. Finally, you're dictating things, right? Shout out to Jay Worthy, time of possession, right? And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, on the flip sides of things, if you can stop the run and force teams to throw the ball, that creates even more chaos. Why, Law? Because 3-and-out, quick 3-and-outs are always good, or to a degree, demoralizing. Nothing more than demoralizing if it's like this. When you can stop the run, forcing a team to do something that they don't want to do, and when you can run the ball with authority down the throats of your opposition. If you think I'm lying, if you really go back and look at 2023 and see what the damn Bills did to us before we made it to the damn postseason, look at that Bills game. They were running all over us. You thought that, what was the running back? He was the brother James Cook or something. You thought that he was Barry Cook, Barry Sanders, or a mixture of Barry and Emmett, right? And if you look back at when we lost to the Cards that year, or one of the years, we keep losing to the Cards, they run the ball over us. Right? If you look back at, and I know this is painful, like watching, You can just pick a year, 2023, or you can talk about the 49ers. What do they do well at? Run the ball with authority. Them teams that run all over us been giving us fits. If you go back to 2018, and I know this means, if you go back and watch the tape of C.J. Anderson, he's like a refrigerator now, I heard, right? He was a refrigerator with legs then. They ran all over us. So if you can do those things and we finally get it on our side, come on, baby, shoot, everything can open up for the right and proper reasons. Now, the Cowboys, since we got time, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight, and put a 3 in the chat if you're enjoying what you're hearing today. Put a 3 in the chat if you're enjoying, 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Got to make sure I forgot to do those checks and balances there. All right, Cowboys. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, so on top of that, in the history of the Cowboys, got to pull up the history. We had Dwayne Thomas, right? We had Tony Dorsett. We had, to a degree, when you start talking about the 90s Cowboys, you had Emmitt Smith running over everything. But akin to all of that, you had doomsday defense. You had the no-name defense in the 90s, but they always finished out top 3 or what have you. That's the angle. We get back to running the ball hard, pause if necessary, and then get back onto the good foot with playing defense. Come on, baby. Everything can go in the right and proper way. Now that I said all of this, there was an excerpt. A lot of people are asking, can this guy bring you a Super Bowl? Now, the immediate answer to that is yes. At some point, tickets were sold. Stadium was full, where we had damn Jason Garrett here, right? So I'm looking at it like this right here. If we know for sure that we had hope and optimisms for Jason Garrett, and I know, don't shank me with the butter knife, put it down, then you can have the same for Schottenheimer. What Schottenheimer, we touched on this yesterday. What he need to improve on is control, be a little bit more assertive, right? But control of this team, offensively and defensively. Be more firm and fit with your run fits when it's time for play calling, down inside your own 20. We need also, ladies and gentlemen, for him to continue to build these relationships with the players that they can trust. I love hearing storylines of Schottenheimer. I'm going to this wedding. I'm attending this particular situation for graduation for a player of mine, right? I love of him being there for his guys, right? And nothing will break the moment of you hearing from the player saying, I'll run through a wall for him. That's volumes right there. Deep volumes. Now, here it is right here. Other teams are giving hope and adulations for their particular body of work of teams, of what they want to see. And it's bland. It's very bland on the other sides of things. And let me see if I can pull this up so that you guys can understand what I'm saying, basically. If I can find it. Here we go.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. You excited?
Yes, sir.
Before we go further into this detail, because I got to pick on the Giants. Y'all know I got to. Is John Harbaugh a better coach than Schottenheimer? Now, the quick answer would be yes, because he got him a Super Bowl, right? Do he have 2? Let me know. But I know he got him a Super Bowl. I don't know if he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ or 1. But I'm quite sure, I know for sure he got him 1. He been there, you know. But from a X's and O's guys, is Harbaugh better. So the Giants got somebody. But it seems as if, though, the Giants, if you look at this room, that they mighty quiet.
A little nervous?
Nope.
Huh? A little nervous? A little nervous, man. Nervous? Excited nervous, you know? Nervous like you're full of game almost, man. Give this thing kick off. Standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. It's a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants.
Boy, you can hear Nat fart up in there, man. They are not even crunk, hype. They sitting there like they rubbing their chin and saying, okay, who is this guy?
Wow, it's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know as coaches, I can feel the same way, right, coaches?
Sir,
It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we were late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins, together.
So together is where it all begins. It's all good. It's all good. Harbaugh, I think he cut his teeth over there originally coaching from the special teams. He started off as a special teams coach in the NFC East. I want to say the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory served me correct. I remember him way back in the days where he's a special team coach back there, back in the days with the Eagles. Y'all let me know. Look up his resume. Now, he is for what he is now. He took the Baltimore Ravens to higher heights and stuff like that. Shout out to that. But not a person was moved. So he doing all of that talking for them to get their drug week one, you know, because I made a new rendition to this. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with me, because I believe this is going to happen. You know, let me pull it over here.
Standing up here in front of the New York Giants.
New York Giants.
The New York Giants.
Yeah.
It's a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow.
Rex!
It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. I know as coaches, I can feel the same way, right, coaches?
sir.
Gonna rip your head off.
That's the Giant I know. This gonna happen week one, man. Giants gonna be headless week one, man. Yes, indeed. They need to come out with another Little Giants or something like that. Because the last time we were winning stuff was when that movie was out, but that's crazy. Yes, in New York, silence. Yes, indeed, Cowboys, man. It's always something, you know. But I truly believe that the Cowboys are for what we are. We going to. And we tired of picking on the damn Eagles. It just seems as if, though, the Eagles are the only one go back and forth with us. You know, it's crazy. He had Ray Lewis on that Super Bowl team. Not fair. This is from Black 420. Appreciate you. The New York silence. I feel you. That was wild. I'm going to rip your head off, right? Yeah. So it's crazy. And, of course, I had to make jokes about ESPN, you know, it got some tractions. Some people thought that shit, I was really about to work with ESPN. No, this AI. AI Tisha made this for me, man. And shout out to ESPN. I'm going to need to see how much them ESPN checks look like. Just a little bit. You know, where my breaking news at? Where my button at? Here we go. ESPN now signed Law Nation to the panel. Man, I'll rip that stage in half, baby. You know, but I get all of the ingredients from them, and then I get back over here on the Law Nation Network, baby. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. Shout out to all of this. But let me see if I can pull this up. And let's talk about, now we're going to talk about this one right here.
26.
Yeah, it is. Look, I don't think you can, that you have to necessarily have been knocking on the door beforehand in order for your expectations in the following year to be Super Bowl or bust. Especially when you look at Dallas and you look at what they have done this offseason as far as upgrading this roster. And it is 1 through 53. It's legit now. On the defensive side of the
Now, don't talk too intellectually. You know, they probably get rid of you now. You better you're really on thin ice over here, Louis Reddick, because if you go into too much of talking intellectually about the Dallas Cowboys and what we can do, oh my goodness, it could be a situation and scenario that you could get the axe.
football in particular, which everyone knew that they needed to address last year. Look, Will McClay, who's in charge of personnel, went to work on this football team, and they have got nothing but baller after baller. And they started this work early on, during the season with the people that they acquired. Now, the young guys that they brought in, Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, Jayshon Barham, these are all people, Rashawn Gary now as far as a veteran acquisition, these are guys who are going to play huge, pivotal roles as far as them going ahead and leveling up on that side of the football to where they are going to be able to deal with any team in the National Football League, I believe, at any time during the season. Christian Parker has to be huge. I know Kimberly Martin talks about him a lot, and I'm sure.
Hey, man, God, dog. How you going to go from Christian Parker got to be huge, and then your next sentence saying, I know Kimberly Parker. Come on, Kimberly Martin. Come on. You can't do this, Louis. Come on, keep it football, man. Keep it football.
League, I believe, at any time during the season. Christian Parker has to be huge. I know Kimberly Martin talks about him a lot, and I'm sure she's going to mention the fact that their new defensive coordinator has to play a huge role. But offensively, they have one of the best offensive lines in football. They have one of the best wide receiver duos in football. Dak is one of the best best quarterbacks in football. They have depth at running back. There really aren't any excuses for Dallas anymore.
So it's not just a saying anymore.
Absolutely not. Look, I personally am picking them to win the division. I think they are the favorite in the division because of the work that they've done this offseason, because of Brian Schottenheimer's influence on this football team, and the fact that I think just man for man, I think they're better than Philadelphia right now.
Hell yeah, we are, man. Louis, man, come on, man. Boy, if I see you out there in the streets, man, I got a cup of coffee for you, bro. Yes. So with that being said, that is something that we got to add here. No excuses. I feel you. She reported he is. I thought they fired her. I thought they fired Kimberly Martin. Y'all can look that up. I don't know. I thought they let her go too. Maybe because she said it. How big is it, Kimberly? It's big. You fired. You fired. Oh my gosh, boy. Jeez. She got fired too.
Damn!
I heard she got fired. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Let me see. Let me see. I haven't seen a Cowboy fan say this ever. When did the Cowboy fans ever say Super Bowl don't matter? You got to have regular season stats. Let me see. Because my guy Rome, I've been on Rome page and I'm seeing.
Is it fair to say that it's Super Bowl?
Fair to ease. Okay, let me go over here. Let me pull this back up. All right, so let me see what Rome is saying because he got the girl up here. Let me see what he got going on. He said he never heard a Cowboy fan say this ever. Let me see what she talking about.
People are still doing this thing where they act like Jalen Hurts winning a Super Bowl is no big deal because their favorite quarterback has not won one. And it's the most pathetic thing. I started watching the Eagles in 1998. I think they only won 2 games that year. And as a kid, being immersed in football for the first time, all I heard from Cowboy fans was, you don't have any Super Bowl rings. You don't have any Super Bowl rings. So as a fan, that just made me really, really want to win one because I'm like, well, damn, we don't have that. That's the goal in sports. So I had that mentality. And then we finally won 2, all for Cowboy fans to say, well, Super Bowls don't matter. You just have to have good numbers in the regular season. Why are they doing that? Because Dak Prescott does not have a Super Bowl and he only has pretty regular season stats. I don't care about stat padding against the New York Giants in December. I care.
Damn, boy. That goes to show you, man, people can be wrongfully informed. I thought she was a damn Cowboy podcaster lady or something like that. I hate to do this to the ladies. But if you are a lady watching right now, close your eyes. Law Nation is not against any violence towards anyone, but I got to tell her, lean forward just a little bit. Come on, man.
Damn!
One more time.
Damn!
One more 3 laps.
Damn!
So at the end of the day, it's always been about Super Bowl rings, right? And the whole thing of us not having Super Bowl is we've been in purgatory. We've been literally in purgatory. The last time we got our necks up out of the purgatory enough so that our nose can get some type of good air to breathe in and out was when we had Parcells. But think about it. If we really think about it, the realistic possibilities of expectations of Chan Gailey winning a Super Bowl, it would never happen, right? The realism of Dave Campo for those 3 years, 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. Boy, we were sitting here like, hey, Jerry, now we know what you're doing, man, but at some point, you got to get rid of Dave Campo, man. Come on, man. You know. And then to be fair to Dave Campo, he was doing his job. On defense, we was good defense. Offense, man. Look, offense was just terrible. So the people reached out to Jerry and said, we will invest. We will build these billion-dollar situations, but we can't have 5-11 Dave Campo. Then Jerry scratched his head and said, you know what? Let me release some constraints and bring in Bill Parcells. He only brought in Bill Parcells not to win, believe it or not. See, that's the thing. A lot of people from the outside don't understand the things that we are talking about when it's a 30-year drought. It's not about the play. It's levels to this. It's levels to this. Whereas other teams, other organizations and franchise, they focus on winning. And I hate to beat up Jerry, but I got to tell y'all the timeline. Jerry only hired Bill Parcells to get the stadium built. He didn't hire Bill Parcells to win the Super Bowl, to walk out there, because he was scared that it could be Jimmy Johnson 2.0. So Jerry literally, if it wasn't for the stakeholders, those investors, and saying, we will give you this, but you got to at least bring us something better than Dave Campo, right? And if I made a mistake, let me know. So it was that. And he only was here for 3.5 years. 4 at the tops, but he was already checking out when you went and got a Terrell Owens, who at the time was 32. Terrell Owens wasn't 30. He wasn't even 28. He was beyond. He was right there. But Terrell Owens was a freak of nature. But it rubbed us the wrong way. Why, Law? This man was parading on our star just a few years ago. And we ate that. But Parcells never called Terrell Owens. He called him the player. You know, so that's what I'm talking about. But let's go back. And you would never, ever think that a woman would get into a camera and look decent as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, because it's hard to find them, to talk and spit out crazy nonsense like she's doing. Unfortunately, whatever her name is, it's crazy.
About winning rings. When did we get to the point of like normalizing stats being more important than rings? Like Dan Marino is respected as a great quarterback, but Dan Marino don't get talked about as much as other quarterbacks. Why? Because he does not have. That's why. I don't care who it is. I'm never going to disregard a championship. I'm a Sixers fan. The New York Knicks just won the title, my rival. How do I look saying it don't matter that they won? My team ain't won in a long time. We ain't got no place to say nothing about their championship. A champion's a champion. I don't believe in disregarding rings. I remember when the Lakers won during the bubble, people tried to say that wasn't a real ring. And I'm like, you would have celebrated if it was your team. Shut the hell up. Like, all this discrediting, a championship is a championship. I don't have time for people to find parameters to hate on it because they're jealous their team didn't do it.
No. And shout out to my guy, Cowboy Fan Talk, that's Mr. Rome, man, for finding that good conversational piece. I don't think that there's one Cowboy fan that will reject a Super Bowl ring because their quarterback didn't win it that they wanted, right? If Kyle Orton was able to stand tall and win us playoff games and go to the Super Bowl and win it, it would have been just as high of a celebratory moment. We'd have been like, hey, Tony, it is for what it is, but Kyle Orton won that Super Bowl, right? You know, and he's going to be, hey, it's his job until he loses it, right? I don't think that we would have the Doug Williams approach of what the damn Washington team did, and I know this before most of you guys' time. But they ain't like Doug Williams beating out the great John Elway. Oh, my goodness. The man had half of a leg. He beat the brakes off of the damn Broncos that year. They were mad, man. The NFL was mad. Everybody, Tupac and Biggie, they were rapping. They was mad, you know. And at the same time, I was sitting there like, okay, shout out to Doug, you know. Shout out to HBCU, you know, all of that stuff. Some people get mad at certain people for winning and being successful. Then they try to shun it and they try to throw it away and they say they try to discredit it, but they couldn't discredit what that dude was doing. And at the time, you know, it was like, hey, Washington was on one that year. Come on with it, you know. Yeah, he had half of a leg, you know. But I get it. The whole thing is with the Eagles and our talk conversation, and I hope we can get off of it from here, is that people are trying to paint the picture that Jalen Hurts is this superhero of a quarterback, upon which he's not. That's what Cowboy fans are saying. It's like, yeah, you got Jalen Hurts, but let's not sit here and say that he's doing this all by himself, that he's in the same situation that Dak Prescott is in. That's what Cowboy fans are saying. We can talk about, yes, we had CeeDee Lamb here. Yes, we had Amari Cooper here. They only played 7 games together. We can talk about the fact, yes, we got 9 All-Pros. But no 9 All-Pros are in the positioning in order for us to be better in a situation. Meaning that when we got to the postseason, there was no turnovers, there was no takeaways, there was no magical 4 or 5 sack scoops and scores and stuff like that. We had arguments back and forth about, yes, this team, man, we running a button hook, comeback routes. We doing all stuff vertical. We're not giving no illusion to the imagination. So, yes, us Cowboy fans were saying, basically, if the quarterback don't be on 1,010, we ain't winning. Because if I ask you guys, since 2000, I want to say since 2007, because that's how long we done had technically the same damn offense all the way up into 2023. Think about it. Jason Garrett was the offensive coordinator. Jason Garrett had his philosophy and fingerprints on this team from an offensive structure since 2007. All the way up, just like when they do in the biblical days, Jason Garrett begot this guy, and Jason Garrett begot this guy, Moses begot this guy, you know, Paul begot this guy. Jason Garrett begot Kellen Moore. So technically, we had the same offense since 2007 all the way up until probably 2023, give or take. There are people that's literally watching the screen and say, this is what the Cowboys going to do. There was no motions, jet, GT counters. There was no illusion to, like, this slant is going to go here and it's going to be a over-under route. No. We had the same vanilla bland offense. And let me know, I can Begot how to win. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it always been, this is what the Cowboys going to do, and this is what the result's going to be. If the quarterback don't start off hot, then, man, we up in a whole heap of troubles, right? Because technically we had the same offense since 2006 or 7, basically, however long Jason Garrett been here. Even through the years or the eras of Mike McCarthy, because we had his offspring, which was Kellen Moore here. More of the same. That's not up for debate. There are people that can literally watch this team and say, this is about to be a run play. This is about to be a throwing play. There was no elements or no illusions. There was no crossing patterns. There was no extra this and that. No. Yeah, so big Amish Ramos, sweaty brow, hit his hands as the field goal holder killed me. Yeah, yes, indeed. So that's what we've been dealing with. So yes, we got to find moments within the confines of the moments to say, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how we can win games. Neither here nor there. Somebody gonna pick up what I'm putting down. But let's get to these topics, man. I appreciate everybody. Did I say the two guys that we need to look out for the 2026 season? Two guys I'm looking out for is Trayshawn Holden on the offense. Be sure to pay attention to what he's going to do in the following weeks. And the other guy is Siobhan Revel, who you see on the thumbnail there. Verdi says she could call better plays. Yeah, the spawn of Garrett's. Yeah, big homage. And you're right on the money, man. It's been insanely. But what people tend to do is they think, like, there's an excerpt going around saying, well, the Cowboys had the 10th rank in defense in 2023 or something like that, 7th ranked or what have you. And I said, that's bullshit. Don't give me stats as a control of saying we had great defenses. When your offense is considered as your defense. Law, what do you mean? If you got a high scoring offense, it masks the inefficiencies that you may have on the other side. Because if you score, the opposing teams, if they're not disciplined enough, and they try to match your scores with throwing the ball, and they don't run the ball, then you can win that game. But if another team looks at it like, damn, I don't give a damn if they scored first. I'm going to take this ball, and I'm going to run it. And I'm averaging 5 and 6 yards per toe. This team is soft. They are front runners. That's been the Cowboys' calling card for the last 17 years almost. Front runner, a bunch of front runners. If anybody want to get mad at me for saying that, then get mad at me. Because, damn it, when it's time to stop the run, we never had the ability to stop the run. We get all of these fancy-dancy alleged DBs and stuff like that, and we was porous literally on safety. But historically speaking, we never had the chances of stopping the damn run. Real football stuff. When it's time to lace them up and stop the run, we rarely did that. That's why teams shoved it down us, by being physical. It always been the Cowboys were a finesse team. They don't want to get their hands dirty. You fool around and play a hard-nosed physical team, boy, we come out of that games battered and bruised, losing most of those games. That's two eras of Tony Romo eras and as well as Dak Prescott era. Let me know if I'm lying. If a team decide to run on us, man, they run all down us like dog diarrhea. But, Lord, man, we stopped the run. What year? That because, shoot, the opposing team was trying to climb back. 3-12-5 season in a row. Y'all had something. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Because at the same time, the 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, all three 12-5 teams were different. All three 12-5 teams were absolutely different. Jerry Jones decided, and I'm not just picking on Jerry, but you got Steven, the brother or the son. They both decided to get in their feelings, and nothing carried over from one year to the next. I would look at this whole entirety of a situation differently if the Cowboys went 12-5, 12-5, and they kept Amari Cooper. If they didn't try to parade Ezekiel Elliott back beyond the time frame that he was, right? And if they didn't look at it like this, let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's franchise tag Tony Pollard. That was crazy. The man had his ankle in pieces. And when you franchise tag someone, you expecting them to generate better than what they did the previous year. And unfortunately, Tony Pollard wasn't as good because he was recovering.
Defensive shift underway in Dallas. You look at what they have at linebacker. They could be a little thin at the position, but Barham might change that. Started his career in college as an inside linebacker. Then he kicked to edge his final season in Michigan. Dallas plans to move the third-round pick back to stack linebacker, where plenty of snaps are now up for grabs. You got winners, you got Overshown, but because Barham has experience rushing the passer, he can fill the Zach
Most certainly. Lead Commander. Oh, you a Commander fan? Are you a Commander fan? Oh, yeah. Feel free to call in. Yeah. Feel free to call in. Yeah, he said, Law, stop them 12-5 seasons. Let me see, those 12-5 seasons, you thought and talk we're going deep into the playoffs. Hell yeah, I'm going deep this year. What I supposed to say? We ain't going to go deep into the playoffs? People fail to realize, as a fan is short for fanatic. Those 12-5 seasons, I had the Cowboys going 13-4. 13-4. Talent was there. So you mean to tell me if the Cowboys sat on their hand at one point, they didn't make a single move. One move was James Washington. Now, if the Cowboys were 12-5, damn it, after they went 12-5 their first year, if they kept Amari Cooper instead of bringing Noah Brown in, don't you think that we'll plus game more, right? Don't you think we'll win at least if we go out there and make one or two moves? If we make an acquisition to get a legitimate D tackle in the building, don't you think we would have been a better team? Matter of fact, the last 12-5 team, if we went and got a real linebacker, just one linebacker, instead of putting somebody out there who was an undrafted kid at 215 pounds as a linebacker named Marquise Bell, don't you think we'll be better? So we got to overcome that. No other team in the National Football League got to do that. There's no other team in the National Football League that went 12-5 and thought that, hey, this would be a best solution in order for us to win a freaking Super Bowl is to rush out a guy that's 215 pounds that was undrafted that pretty much plays safety. No other team do that. But the Cowboys do. And we as fans of Cowboys, we got to honor it. We got to eat the bull sugar that Jerry Jones is spitting out and still say, hey man, we going all the way. So what I supposed to say? Oh man, we're gonna be doomed before we start? That's not how football works. So let me know if I said one lie. Because there were ample enough of opportunities for the Cowboys to correct the issues. Even the football gods allowed it. Because they said, hey, Roquan Smith, he's on the trading blocks. The Cowboys didn't even pick up the phone. LVE neck and all of his back and all of the other things cracked way before the trade deadline. And the Cowboys didn't move a single thing. One of the years, the Cowboys, the reason why we had Brandon Cooks a year too late is because the simple fact, they literally said at the trade deadline that the paper, they had the paper, they had the contract, the ink ran out, you know. So we had to settle for T.Y. Hilton, 33 in the third years of age. Damn near a master mason out there. And we sitting here saying, hey, man, this is going to be our solution to win the Super Bowl. And we still were able to win games. But do we win games when it counts the most? You can be top heavy all day. But if that engine check light is on and all you doing is saying, hey, I'm putting gas in the car. The tires are not flat. The PSI is good. But your engine check light is still on. Oh, man, that light just there for show. That is the problem that we have with the Cowboys. There's no consequences for bad contracts. Any other GM, any other manager, any other person would have been fired for picking Michael Gallup over Amari Cooper. And Michael Gallup, my guy. He's my dog. Cool guy, real good, humble person. But $60 million guaranteed to Michael Gallup is fireable offense to anybody's GM. Fireable offense. That's what we got to overcome. Drafting a Mozzie without a game plan is a fireable offense. In the second round, I know for sure there's other teams that suck at drafting. But drafting Luke Schoonmaker is a fireable offense. When he was drafted, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie was like, hey, dog, who is this dude? You know, I mean, God, dog. Who is this guy? We got to overcome all of that stuff. It wouldn't be surprising if Cowboy fans don't line up and start singing, we shall overcome. It wouldn't be surprising. Now that Jerry is doing a lot, it's because he's not saying a lot. Don't you know, Jerry, we supposed to be in Oxnard last week. They changing a lot of things, and a lot of Cowboy fans don't see that. Luke wasn't even good in college. Yeah, I mean, like, we needed running back, and we sitting here like, hey, we thought we were getting running back. They done drafted Luke Schoonmaker. In 3 years, you can probably pull up 3 plays he done made, you know, and he's still taking over a roster spot. Lord have mercy.
He says this is the most controversial team on the list, coming off 2025 season in which they posted one of the top 10 offenses in the NFL in explosive plays, were third in first downs generated, had a team quarterback rating within a point of the Niners, who are the best in the league. Those are attractive bones when held in conjunction with the fact that Dallas took a big swing at Christian Parker at defensive coordinator, plus doing what they did in free agency and the draft. He's expecting the defense to at least be average.
Okay, oh my God, boy, I like League Commander, boy. You give me some good energy today in the chat. He says your quarterback can't be the number one reason for losing big games. If he is, you have no chance to win. Even worse teams, even worse than the terrible defense. Who other reasons are? If you are an Eagle fan, there's never been a moment whereas you say, okay, everything is bestowed upon Jalen Hurts. You can't say that because it counters differently when you have a Saquon Barkley. Majority of his career, how long A.J. Brown and Smitty been together? Like I said, Those are two different situations. If he is an Eagle fan, if you're a Commander fan, we'll talk about that too. But at the end of the day, Smitty and AJ, there wasn't no, hey, AJ here for 1 year, hey, the remarkable year, then the next year, AJ gone. Them rascals been together for at least 4 or 5 years. Cowboys get those type of opportunities for 6 or 7 games. When we had Amari Cooper and CD. Then it went from CD to my guy, Michael Gallup. And we know what happened. May his knees rest in peace. Then it went from CD to Brandon Cooks. The problem with Brandon Cook, phenomenal wide receiver. They didn't do their case study. Brandon Cooks line up inside. Where do CD line up in? You got a problem. So now, in order to get comfortability with your damn wide receiver, you lined up CeeDee Lamb inside. This is just the incompetency of the Cowboys. And then you line up Brandon Cooks on the outside. Tiny Brandon Cooks, who lost a step here and there. People were looking at Brandon Cooks on the outside and said, man, I'll wave that off. Matter of fact, some of the people that was talking about the INT that Dak Prescott threw in 2023, Brandon Cooks was on a hitch route. Zaire Alexander ran through the body of Brandon Cooks and said, give me that pick. Any other team probably would have called PI, but it's the Cowboys, baby, at home. Y'all got a number 1 seed, I believe. Or number 2 or number 1 seed. We couldn't even get a friendly whistle at the house. Was that Dak Prescott fault? Yep. He shouldn't have threw it to a 5'7" guy. Inside. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I have been, oh man, you say less then, bro. You have been a Redskin Commander fan before most of you guys were born. Yes, including me. That's good. That's cool. That's cool. Just because you know who Art Monk is and all of that. But it still took a complete team. Let the AI speak.
At Jose_TX $1519.99. Been a minute, but I'm still here supporting Law and Law Nation. DC4L. 13-win season coming up.
Hell yeah. Well, come on with it. You know, me and Twin, we got a wager up. Twin got the damn 41ers going 14-3. So I had to match them. So let's see what this year go out and come out to be. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that you mentioned Washington, that you are a Washington fan, that you support the Washington Commanders. And you, of all people, should know, regardless of how much you assemble that team together, whereas we got a parallel, similar situations, before you guys got the staff that you have now, that you're very optimistic about. How was those years with Daniel Snyder, right? You know, at some point, you got to even realize that the NFL canned us and hated on us 1 year because we manipulated the money and they took draft picks away from us. But what we did with Miles Sanders, or not Miles Sanders, Miles Austin. Who remember that? You remember that? So at the end of the day, Washington. You are in the same boat as us. And the 1 year thing with Jaden Daniels, shout out to Jaden Daniels. No offense to him, nor his mama Daniels and all of the Daniels. It's harder now when the expectations is on you. Right? It's harder now. People would talk bad about the Cowboys even when their team lose. When the Washington team win or lose, people don't give a damn about Washington, but they give a damn about the Cowboys. So we forever have expectations. We are not finna be one of these organizations and franchise like the damn Eagles with all of that stuff that was flying and feathers and stuff going on. Don't you know how many tabloids and information would have been going on if A.J. Brown was doing that here in Dallas? Don't you know how much stuff get talked about because we are the Cowboys? Shoot. If it wasn't for the Cowboys, the NFC East probably would have went bankrupt. You know, look at the infrastructure. We way in the West, and we saying we playing in the NFC East. That's only because of the Cowboys literally carries the league. We give the most ratings amongst all of the teams in the National Football League because people hate us regardless of the situation, and they love to see us lose. Love to see us lose. There's a guy that played for the Washington team. His last name is Lattimore. He got arrested for having unregistered guns, had over 10 pounds of that sticky icky. Let me know, did he ever serve a suspension? Did they ever make headlines? No. Because he played for the damn Washington. And at the time he played for the Saints. Nobody cares about him. He could have robbed the store with his mask off. Slapped the lady. They would have said, you know what, that lady deserved that slap. But let him, man, jaywalking, he was a Cowboys. Man, shoot. Shoot. You know, let him do that. Man, they'll be all over him. Law, do you have any truth to it? Law got receipts. I got receipts right here. Let me pull this up. If he'd have played for the Cowboys, shoot, he'd have been exiled. They would have literally said, hey, man, you know, by you playing for the Cowboys.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
2 more, 3 more, 3 more, 3 more.
Hands up, hands up. Hey, hey, put your hands on the headrest.
Marshall Lattimore.
You guys, anything got besides weed in here? I can smell it and open the door. Is that all you got in here, weed or anything else?
Hear us out. Listen, hear me out, okay? If there's something in here, just let us know now. No one's gonna get beat up, nothing like that. Okay, just tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a gun or anything like that in here? If there,
mine got license insurance.
Listen to me.
You got a gun on you?
If you have a gun, it's okay. Do you have a gun?
Do you have a gun?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a CCW?
Man, let that be a cow. Boy, shoot.
So you said you don't have any other guns on you, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
And that one's yours, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Jesus fucking Christ. You play for Saints. You play for Saints.
Let the AI speak on it.
At freshman_cuted $11.10. Those 12-5 seasons we were built wrong. No real run stoppers and San Fran exploited it.
Yep.
GB drastically outcoached us. Dan Quinn was stubborn, refusing to adjust to the ops offense.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, freshman. Ooh, boy, I feel like I'm in mid-season form over here. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. That dude says, Jesus effing Christ, you play for the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Let that be a Cowboy guy. It would have been the same. Jesus effing Christ, you know. You play for the Cowboys. Arrest him. You know, we finna get arranged tonight, baby. And he can be in Dallas. You know?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
So man, it's crazy, man. Call Frenkel though. You know, call Frenkel. But neither here nor there. Y'all get me what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. So it's not the same. We got scrutinies upon scrutinies.
Oh, he had the Cowboys 12th over the last 3 years. And I'm like, man, that's got to be low because Dak was hurt in 2025 or 4. And, you know, the last year of Mike McCarthy was just bad. But then I went to just this year, and they were 15th.
The Cowboys were 15th in the NFL, 4.7 points per first quarter. Really on pace for like 19 points per game based on their first quarter output. So he had the Cowboys 12th over the last 3.
Yeah, Cowboys have to start fast. Ooh, I love this. I'm going to have to go back and re-watch a few games that Schottenheimer did. If we started off slow, that's something that we got to improve on. Right? It was the inverse. It was the inverse with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, I believe in the year 2023, or it could have been year 2022, we didn't score a single touchdown in the third quarter. Not a single touchdown. Who's old enough to remember? I used to say, man, give Mike McCarthy a sandwich or something, a Snicker, because, man, when we get out of halftime, his sugar must be low, because at this point, we can't even move the ball. Something need to be fixed. Now it's the inverse. Now we have slow starts. We used to have faster starts with Mike McCarthy. So we got to make ends meet and see how we can get better at that. Now, I can tell you this. You can be a fast starter for next month and get a chance to win $1 million when you book your stay at Choctaw Casino and Resort.
Away, 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 away. Away, away. Away, 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 away. Away, away. Away,
There's one chance left for you to win $1 million during the 3 months 3 Millionaires giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. 2 Rewards Club members have already walked away millionaires. And you could be the one to take home the final $1 million prize. The last chance to flip your future is August 22nd. Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, where millionaires are made.
No doubt. Be sure you got one more shot at it. 2 millionaires are made already. Just need to be the third one. So if you guys could book your stay at Choctaw Casino and Resort, that's in Durant. It's only about 90 miles away from the heart of Dallas, which is in Texas. Be sure to check us out at Choctaw Casino and Resort so we can get things going. And so we won't have to be saying away, 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 away. but neither here nor there. It is 1:47. 1:47. I want to extend my time with you guys and not go over any other topic matter, but I want to go over phone lines for your mind. Let's open up the phone lines in a few, but I just want to let people know notable ESPN talent let go in layoffs. Yeah, Ryan Clark, you got some guy named Carl, Tom Pelissero, Cam Newton, Charles Davis, Bart Scott. We went over this before. I just want to let people know that when you build something, build it correctly. Build it properly. Control your IP. Read over your contracts. Stand tall on your own 2 feet. And try to get things moving and grooving in the proper way. Let me see. Yeah. And that's what I do. A lot of times people will look at it like, well, how come Law is not on this network? Or how come Law didn't join this particular thing or that particular thing? It's because I fool around and didn't look over certain pieces of documents when I signed up with certain organizations, not to out them. So what happened is a lot of people think that they can control you with remuneration, right? And they can't control Law with that. So I had some exclusivity that I couldn't be on certain platforms. And there are certain people that will jump on a certain platform. And then now you look back at it and you be like, hey, that person replaced this person. No, that's not the case nor the scenario. because I stepped away from something because I'm independent. And if my name ain't on it, whereas I've got some stake at hold at it, I'm not finna do it. But it's good to know that even if I joke around with the ESPN, the 3-letter, the 4-letter network, that these guys, and I think that Ryan going to be landing on his good feet because he got his own podcast or what have you, Cam Newton as well. But these other guys got to figure out ways to create their own creative space with their own IP. So it is for what it is. Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, I'm just pointing out the obvious, you know. But that's enough business talk. Law Nation will always be independent. Law Nation will always be who he is, standing on his own too. And even though you see me partnering with networks, it's still me independent, baby. I ain't finna go nowhere. But neither here nor there. If you are in Dallas and someone rear ends you, someone runs you off the road, they fender bend you, they knock this out of you, you know, and you looking to get compensations for it without hesitations nor deviations, before you even finish dialing 911, just reach out to our proud partners.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
Yes, that's 214 and every 3 that you can dial, or 817 and every 3 you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners, man. Even if you're a lead commander, shout out to you. He says he loved the show. Appreciate you. No hate amongst the Washington take. But I can't stand them. I can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand the Giants. But I can stand with Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers. And if you can't dial that number, visit FrenkelFirm.com, baby. Now, the Choctaw hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. Let's get on. I got my brother from another mother, Darius from the 214. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What's happening?
Not much, man.
If Dak Prescott came in the league his rookie year, he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially he redshirted for his first year, but then his second year took the Cowboys to the Super Bowl, and we lost. And then from there on, the team that everybody can't beat in the Chiefs, he beats them, and they named the Chiefs Stadium after that, because that's how bad that Dak beat him. And from there on as well, if Dak was considered a top 3 quarterback alongside Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, universally, like those were the top 3 quarterbacks. If he was considered that by everybody, what would you think? Imagine if that was Dak Prescott's resume, what you would think and what the world would think about Dak Prescott. What would be your assessment on Dak? How would you feel about that?
Okay. If he got hurt his rookie year, right?
Right.
Is that before the run of 13-3, or just like he getting hurt like one or two games in?
Yeah, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, just what if that was his resume? If he came in, got hurt first year, then second year, took the Cowboys to the Super Bowl.
Are you kind of like saying that's the pattern of Joe Burrows?
Look at that! God damn it! Okay, so My thing is,
I'm trying to follow you. I'm trying to pick up what you putting down now. You trying to speak.
You's a bad boy. Come on, Law.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that I think that you will be over the moon if Dak Prescott had that resume. My point is that I hear what you're saying about Joe. I hear what you're saying. But just imagine if Dak had Joe's resume. What you would say about that?
All right, so
I'm just trying to point out the inconsistency in the viewpoints.
There's two different values of the views. Prescott was never considered to be where he's at. Burrows always was. He was the number one draft pick. He won things over there and I believe LSU land and all of that good stuff. So his perceived value always been higher than Dak Prescott. And that's one, right? Two.
Okay.
He never had to struggle like the quarterback Dak did here because of the simple fact he was birthed a guy that he even threw the ball at while he was in college, right? Like Jamar Chase is considered the best wide receiver amongst all of the lands of the world, right? So he don't have to deal with the constraints or the consistent pressure of performing. All Burrow's got to do is just roll up out of the bed and throw the football around because the greatest quarterback in their franchise was Boomer Esiason, Andy Dalton. You know, Dak Prescott was never considered property of the Cowboys. He was considered like, hey, damn, well, we got Dak. Let's see what he can do now. It was always judged upon of what he can and can't do, even going into his second season. Remember what they call it, dink and dacking?
Oh, Deacon Duck. Goddamn.
Yeah.
It's Deacon Duck, but
Deacon Duck. Deacon Dacking.
Like
Yeah. And I've witnessed Tom Brady win by 5 Super Bowls. Dinking and Dacking. Yeah. Dinking and Tommy.
Screen pass after screen pass after screen pass, yo.
Yeah. So I get it. Dak Prescott, he deserved his lumps, his 11 seasons. But we got to bring in all of the things. Give me Joe Burrow's circumstances versus Dak any day.
Do you know?
Any day, because I know for sure Jason Garrett coaching in Cincinnati land. Give me that coach up there and bring him down here. Come on, go ahead.
I'm so. Law, do you know a man by the name of Zachary Taylor? You know who that is?
That's their coordinator, right? Their head coach there.
Crazy work. You said coordinator. That's their head coach.
Head coach.
That's their head coach, dog. Come on, man. You said coordinator. Come on, man. It's a reason why you said that. You want to know why? Because is he considered? I damn near want to say he was ass, but I can't really say that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's the reason why you thought he was the coordinator and you didn't say head coach. He's not that good.
Is he better than Jason?
Joe Burrow. So that's what I'm about to tell you. Jason and Zach Taylor, they could possibly be on par with each other. Possibly. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I would personally take Zach Taylor over Jason.
Right. If you had a gun to your head and you said, hey, you got one game to win, call plays, you ain't finna say, give me Coach Red Ball, man. Give me Coach Red Ball. No.
And you know what? I'm going to have to disqualify myself from comparing them because I hate it with the utmost hatred. Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy bum ass. Can't stand them. Right. So I take damn near any coach that you can think of over them two bum asses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what we arguing? What we arguing about? What we talking about?
So back to my point. My original point is I hear what you're saying about Joe Burrow, and I hear you trying to throw darts at him, and I'm not here to defend him. I'm just pointing out the inconsistency of what you're saying. Because I would almost bet if you traded Dak Prescott's resume for Joe Burrow's, it wouldn't be nothing that nobody could tell you about Dak. Do you, George? I mean, Law, do you know how
Dak do have a better resume than Joe Burrow's, though, by the way, but keep going. In my opinion.
Bruh, you would damn near take a sledgehammer to somebody's head if Dak had Joe Burrow's resume. I'm just pointing that out.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say with Joe Burrow's. It goes back to this whole conversational piece about how you value certain things. Burrows get to skate by freely because of what he did in college and what he did his second year going. And on top of that, everybody knows that an ACL tear that he had winning comeback player of the year wasn't even compelled in comparison to having your bone breaking through all of that skin and only a sock holding it together, because most injuries like Dak Prescott witnessed and went through normally are season-ending career injuries. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there, they gave comeback player of the year to Burrows just because of the simple fact of the I guess the organization he played for and all of those accolades of perceived value. But Burrows get to skate by free because nobody's going to talk about that the Cincinnati Bengals, that he haven't been back to the postseason since 2022. How many years ago that was?
Shit, probably a good 3 or 4.
That's 4 years ago, right? So he's not even getting spoke upon. Can you imagine? And he's getting paid, by the way, $250 million too. Nobody's mentioning his money. Nobody's mentioning the weapons that he got. Nobody's mentioning the fact that when he took his team to the Super Bowl, he had a running back with 16 touchdowns, north of 1,300 yards. On top of that, a better defense than what we seen last year, a top 15 in most categories that season. And yes, that particular team went to the Super Bowl, but it wasn't only because of Burrows. It was because of the fact that he had McPherson, who drilled that kick, by the way. He barely beat Ryan Tannehill in that postseason game, and it took four forced turnovers. I can't even talk to it. 4 forced turnovers. Them damn words kicking my ass. But that's just what happened. Yeah. And we haven't seen 4 turnovers in a game in 10, 15 years for the Cowboys.
Okay.
If Joe Burrows had the damn Cowboys defense in that game, we wouldn't even be talking about Joe Burrows winning the playoff game, right? So it's for what it is. Come on, man.
Okay, so this is the first thing I'm gonna say. Now, if we speaking in hypotheticals and we playing role reversal, if Joe Burrow had Dan Quinn defense when we had Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, Joe Burrow he going crazy with that. I'm just letting you know right now. Our defense when we had Dan Quinn was better than the Bengals defense. Now statistically, I'm pretty sure you can pull it up and give me the numbers and all that. I'm telling you, I'm taking the Cowboys Dan Quinn defense with DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, DeRon Bland. I'm taking that over whatever bullshit they had over there. You know what I'm saying? So if Joe Burrow had that defense, it's going to be a problem just realistically speaking, it's going to be a problem for the league. The other thing I'm going to say is, now your biggest one of your biggest things that you say, one of your biggest quotes, you say, everyone has a reason, but results are what matter.
Right.
Now I remember I want to say maybe it was last week, yesterday's show or the show before yesterday, where Tony Romo was talking about his regrets. He wished that he could have got, the Cowboys a Super Bowl. And I heard you say a point of what Tony Romo didn't have. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. Romo didn't have this. Romo didn't have that. Romo didn't have this. Romo didn't have that. Now, do we want that to be Dak's future? Do we want that to be the story of Dak, what Tony Romo did? So I'm going to bring it back to everybody got a reason, but results are what matters at the end of the day, because I don't want their future. Now, I'm not one of these little hating ass people that's hating on Dak. Yeah, you know that, Law. You know that. Right. I'm speaking realistically. I'm keeping 1,000. Do we what Tony Romo's career was? Do we want that same thing for Dak? I can't do nothing for that. You can't do nothing for that. Dak is the only one. they could change that. You know what I mean? That's so overall. I just wanted to point out that little inconsistency in what you were saying about Joe Burrow. I'm not here to argue with you about Dak and the Dak hate. I'm not doing that. I just want to point out that inconsistency. But overall, I just want to say I don't want the same future for Dak that Romo had. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say. Did you have a rebuttal to that or your opinion on that?
I think that before I let you go, I think that these both teams, Cincinnati Bengals and the Cowboys, they both pale in comparison to each other. You go as far as your quarterback go, but your quarterback also need help on defense. If I'm coaching the damn Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going back to the formula of what made them get there and stop putting all of the crown on one player. I'm going to give Burrow a run game. I'm going to try to replenish that offensive line as much as they dog the damn offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. They have every opportunity to get better at that offensive line just like every other team. Then I get back to trying to find ways to salvage that defense. Run the ball so that you can throw the ball with Burrow's got those two outside weapons, got a nice tight end that they done went and got to. That's how you win in the National Football League. But putting it all on Burrows, even he won't be able to win it all. And that's the same process that I have for Dak Prescott. Let others find ways to win. Don't put it all on the quarterback.
1,000,000,000%. I agree with you 1,000%. But my final word, and speaking of the final word, I heard y'all bringing that back.
Yeah, we try.
But my final word would be, overall, I love Dak. I don't want Dak's future to be the same thing that Tony Romo's career turned out to be. I want Dak to be successful because if Dak is successful, we all get a ring. We all get a Super Bowl. That's what I want. I can already hear all the Dak Vengers coming after me, talking about some audit. But I know they're finna call in. I know I done rowdy little stupid asses up. I already know. So when I'm finna break it down to you, slow one. I'm finna show you. I am not hating on Dak.
Right.
You can give me Dak don't got a run game. Dak don't got a defense. Dak don't got a shut the fuck up. I don't care about that. Everybody got a reason.
But
Results are what matter.
Right.
So we can go back and forth about, man, listen, we have had good enough rosters to at least make it to an NFC championship. That's a fact. You can't debate me about that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So that is what it is. I don't want to hear none of that shit that y'all finna be coming up behind me and talking. I don't want to hear that. Everybody got a reason, but results are what matter. We've had good enough rosters to make it to at least an NFC championship. I'm not putting it all on Dak, but Dak does take some of the blame. He is not absolved from blame as well.
Right.
The same way the defense get blamed, same way everybody else get blamed.
Yeah.
We win as a team, lose as a team. It is what it is.
Let me ask you this, though. I know you got to go, and I know some people are ready for you to go. but success.
Anytime you say anything negative about Dak, they ready.
Nah.
You got to slurp them off. Oh, he's spitting fire.
Nah.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Is success subjective?
It is, absolutely. The same way as money.
Yeah.
So if you're a millionaire, if Jeff Bezos woke up with DeMarcus Lawrence money, he'd probably shoot himself.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very much so subjective.
All right. So was Dak Prescott successful last year?
Ooh, that's good. In my opinion, Dak had a successful season. Number one, because he made it out healthy.
Okay, he made it out healthy.
And number two, his touchdown interception ratio wasn't too crazy. He had a Dak for all purposes. He had a pretty good year. So to me, he had a successful year last year. We just missed the mark team-wise, organizationally. We didn't have the pieces in order for him to get. I know that contradicts my whole point, but just looking at Dak in a vacuum, just about his performance, Dak performed well. Yes.
All right. So we know that he can generate these things. What I'm trying to get at to others would be, how can we understand that this guy can be successful? Now we just need to add the other pieces to the other side of the equation. You get what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. Equations, what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. And if I ask you, was the defense successful?
Hell no.
See how quick that response was. So when I'm breaking down those type of things, and I look at it like, I don't want Dak Prescott to be the only fold. It said 3-fold is harder to break, and the Cowboys been one-dimensional from the ages of Tony Romo to the ages of now Dak Prescott. I get the people that look at both quarterbacks to say that these are unsuccessful quarterbacks. I get that. But by sure results alone of what they are able to do on their own merit, it doesn't speak those things. Now, the problem is that when we look at a team that don't have a foresight, right, like Jerry Jones and them, they don't understand. They only look at it from, hey, we got the best quarterback in the land. We can cheat on some things, right? We can scurry and do other things and to get by because the greatness of the quarterback can help carry a team. No, you need to have the greatness of a team, not the greatness of a quarterback. That's all I wanted to say. But I appreciate you for calling in.
Appreciate you too, Law. I didn't mean to ruffle no feathers.
Nah, you good. You good.
That's it. We just had a real conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do.
Most certainly, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for calling in. That's all Darius, right, man, from the 214, man. And it doesn't matter how much I can say this, but this one part of the equation, being successful, is still not enough. It's not enough for Joe Burrows. It's not enough for the 2-time MVP Aaron Rodgers, who had to play against the 49ers, the same team that we lost to in 2021. He played them. And he had Devontae Adams. He had Aaron Jones. He had a better defense. He was the better quarterback. And he couldn't beat the 49ers. What I'm saying is that basically, I get it. The Dak Prescott, we would want another quarterback because it's been 10 years, 10, 11 years, or what have you, 12 years, 13, 14 years. But he's not the problem. I can't express this enough when people say, hey, I want an apple pie. Why are you over there with the bananas? It's apple pies, baby. Get out of the ketchup aisle. Jerry Jones put a wedge on this team, and I'm not beating up Jerry, but that's how his mind operates. Tony Romo best season, believe it or not, was when everything wasn't on Tony Romo. Law, what do you mean? 2014. This is not up for debate. Even if you try, you losing. He only threw for 300 yards one time. He wasn't even an offensive player of the year. That was DeMarco Murray. That was his best season. Dez caught 16 touchdowns. Did the Cowboys have the foresight to forecast to say, let's keep this? No. Money got in the way. Ego, pride. What ego is, Law? Edging God out. Dez Bryant had one of his better seasons. And they said, you know what? Let's make this a fight. Let's not pay Dez Bryant. DeMarco Murray, Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, man, anybody can do that. They start reading their own tea leaves. Instead of building upon that offensive line or what have you, let's get rid of DeMarco Murray. We don't pay older running backs. Week 2, what happened? Joseph Randle, who they didn't even replace or replenish of what they got rid of. If anybody watched tape, they thought that Joseph Randle was equivalent to DeMarco Murray. He got your quarterback creamed. That's the Cowboys in a nutshell. The inability to build from one year to the next. And yet there were people scoffing, laughing, making fun of Tony Romo. Oh, man, he's always hurt guy. He can't stay in the game. He's always battered and bruised. Tony Romo has been known for being more of a hurt guy than Joe Burrows. Why? Because Tony Romo played for the Cowboys. When I tell you, Joe Burrow's got $250 million, they haven't sniffed the playoffs since 2022. Those topic matters are not being brought up on ESPN, 3-letter to 4-letter network, because nobody gives a damn. That's 4 years ago. But people would talk about the Cowboys missing the playoffs in the last 2 seasons. Can Dak get the team to the postseason? And can he take the team deep in the playoff run? I had people from the Eagles community arguing with me saying that, yeah, even though the Cowboys gave up 511 points, most in Cowboys history, I think top 5 in NFL history, if they still believe it, that this guy is the problem. And Cowboy fans agreeing. Let's get rid of this. I can't make this stuff up. I got DP, man, from the 979, but when I held that line, all I can see with my mama's eyes. Man, come on, what's good with you, man?
Man, what's good with you, Law? As always, appreciate you giving me a chance to speak.
Yeah.
You know, I got something I got to say. Not saying that I wasn't going to do any, back and forth about Dak Prescott.
Right.
And Darius, this is not aimed at you. I'm not accusing you of being a Dak hater. I'm just speaking in general.
Right.
I'm waiting on someone to give me a year that the Cowboys had a season where it wasn't Dak Prescott or bust. I guarantee you can't name it. Every year, every game, Dak has to basically be flawless for the team to even have a chance at being competitive. There's never been a game that I can think of off the top of my head where Dak played bad, but the team still won. Just like you were talking about the other day, Jalen Hurts had a game where he barely threw for 100 yards and the Eagles still won.
Right.
Let Dak go out and throw for 100 yards. It's probably the dang Cowboys then got beat by 50.
Yeah.
And I would never take them Dan Quinn's defenses. I'm sorry. Nobody can convince me that those defenses were as good as some people think they are. They were just a very opportunistic type of defense. They could force a bunch of turnovers. If they couldn't force those turnovers, they were getting ran through, like you said, like dog diarrhea.
Hey, DP. Let me bring this up too. If I hope League Commander is still watching.
Yes,
collectively, that's what the Washington fans that's really watching this is understanding. Like this Dan Quinn defense, they've been ranked 25th and 26th since he's been there. They haven't topped in 20 at all. Now that first year, Dan Quinn got something special. His first year, maybe his first 2 seasons, something happens whereas something ignites, and all of a sudden they get to the postseason. They make this crazy run, people buying into what he's saying. But collectively, Washington Commanders are literally looking at their defense. They can't stop a nosebleed. If you decide to run on Washington, you can run. Now, they got away with it year one because people were still trying to figure out things. And you had the skinny-legged quarterback to stay healthy and upright to put a little pressure on him. But now teams realize, man, just run on them boys. They paper mache soft. But keep going.
Yep. No. You hit it right on the money.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the 42-10 smashing that happened with Dallas. In the 31-10 game against the Bills, they let James Cook get a career year. I think he rushed for over 200 yards just by himself.
Right.
And then and I could go in on more games. So no, I was never a fan of Dan Quinn's defense. I was never excited about the fact he came here. I was never excited about Mike McCarthy being here because I knew how things ended with him in Green Bay. I knew that they were going to run that West Coast BS side. They were going to throw it more, and they were going to run it even less. I'll even go as far to say I wasn't even a fan when Kellen Moore became the offensive coordinator because I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I know where Kellen Moore came from. He came from Boise State, and like that just made. I knew they were going to turn Dak into a strict pocket passer. And granted, he's been able to evolve, but he clearly was more successful when he ran. And also not just that.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody who never played the game of football, can clearly see that that Dak Prescott is basically almost undefeated when they run it more than they pass it. If I can see that, I don't understand how they can't see that. And it goes back to the whole thing with Jerry. And I know, and there was somebody, a certain somebody's going to remain nameless who accused me of glazing over the Rams, acting like I was scared of the Rams and all this kind of stuff. Like, let me just talk about the moves that they made. Since they traded for Matthew Stafford. They traded for Jalen Ramsey. They traded for Von Miller. They had Leonard Floyd, already had Aaron Donald. That's what they did when they won their first Super Bowl. They dang near beat the Seattle Seahawks last season. So that Rams GM thought to himself, okay, how can I make this team better? Okay,
Right.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to get Trent McDuffie. Okay, I'm going to go out. I'm going to top that. I'm going to get Myles Garrett, who just won Defensive Player of the Year, who just broke the sack record.
Mm-hmm.
So people can sit back here and tell me I'm glazing the Rams. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Because all I'm doing is simply pointing out that Rams GM is doing what it takes to win.
Yeah.
Nobody can say that Jerry has done that over the last 20, 30 years.
Until now. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Up until now, is he doing what I feel like is his job? He's supposed to have been doing stuff like this.
Right.
So I'm not going to apologize for being like, okay, yeah, he's finally doing his job. Okay, he's made some good moves. I'm not about to sit back here and praise him for doing what he's supposed to be doing. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's his job, is to put this team in a position to be competitive. Because that's the same thing I said to you last time, Law. I look at every year to see, is Jerry putting this team in a position to be competitive?
Yeah.
This year, it might possibly be the first year where they might be competitive. But I still think that they need more.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
So
man.
I mean, I could constantly keep going in, but people need to understand where guys like me are coming from.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
Yeah, I it's not that I don't have faith in the team. It's like I want Jerry to bring back that old mentality that he had. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Appreciate it, Lo.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my dog. Thank you for jumping in.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
do your thing, man. I got to point out one thing. And while he was speaking, I think the peak of Dan Quinn defense was 2022. And the shift of the people gave so much praises to what the defense was able to do to play as a team because they was handicapped. And our dumbass fan base bought into the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder narrative. We are so fickle. We grew the wrong demon. It was the year 2022. people put too much stock in the hate of Dak Prescott. And let me pull up the evidence. And not all of us are dumbass. A selected few are dumbass fan base. Week 1, the Cowboys played the defending Super Bowl champs. The final score, keep in mind, the ideology of the Cowboys, not to play their starting quarterback in preseason games. They used the first 4 games as the preseason fillers. We had to play the damn defending Super Bowl champs, I believe, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, week 1. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott threw for 134 yards. Zeke had 52 on the ground. The final score was 19-3. They were saying to a degree, whereas Dak is whack, he would never beat Tom Brady. Dak sucks. So the following week, Dak Prescott was out. He broke his thumb. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac and Biggie, said that we didn't have a chance. Why, Lord? Why? Well, we playing against the mighty great Joe Burrow, who is phenomenal. Can't do nothing wrong. The greatest quarterback since sliced bread. The next Tom Brady. The Cowboys ended up beating the Cincinnati Bengals. Cooper Rush threw for 235 yards. A third of some of the Cowboy fans said, see, I'm telling you, Cooper Rush, he's better than Dak. Dak couldn't even throw 200 yards. Cooper Rush threw 235 yards. Cooper Rush. And Dan Quinn defense, oh my God, it's the best defense. Look what they were able to do too. Joe Burrows, ooh, yeah, we all the way, Dan Quinn. We don't even need Mike McCarthy. We don't need Kellen Moore. Dan Quinn needs to be the head coach. And then the 3-letter, the 4-letter, Stephen A. Smith, and I believe Skip Bayless is like, hey, they determines a lot of people's points of views. Then we had to play against the New York Giants. The Giants were considered always in the month of September and all of this stuff as highly praised teams. They was considered a team that I don't know if we had a chance to win. And Cooper Rush put up 215 yards. Tony Pollard went lights out with 105 on the ground. The defense made some crazy good stuff. Parsons made a good sack in that game and all of this stuff. Cowboys on the road. Then we had to play another rivalry team, which was the Washington. And lo and behold, Cooper Rush put up 223 yards. Zeke wasn't the main factor in the game. He only rushed for like 49 yards. And everybody was like, yeah, look at Cooper Rush. Dak who? Dak's sitting over here with a thumb by the size of a beach ball. And people said, hey, we are better without Dak. With Cooper Rush. We don't need Dak. Matter of fact, we don't need Mike McCarthy. We got Dan Quinn. Look at the defense. Look at what they're able to do. We can win without defense. And it's not like the defense was just shutting down stuff, by the way. But the dumb fans was like, hey, look at the defense. Look at the defense. This defense. They did the Washington team 25-10. Now, the next week, oh, my God, it's about to go down because this will be the real test. What's the real test? It's Cooper Rush versus Matthew Stafford. And you notice, when Dak Prescott loses to a quarterback, they say that quarterback is better, right? They say X, Y, and Z. Nobody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie was saying that Cooper Rush was better than Joe Burrows, right? I mean, God dog, Cooper Rush is undefeated versus Joe Burrows, right? And now he had to face off versus Matthew Stafford. And everybody know that he's the if Aaron Rodgers was the first golden child, Tom Brady first golden child, Aaron Rodgers second golden child, Pat Mahomes the third, Joe Burrows the fourth. Or no, Pat Mahomes third, Joe Burrows the fourth. Damn, Matthew Stafford is one of those golden childs too. Like, you can't touch Matthew Stafford is the untouchable guy. He's the best quarterback. He's another best quarterback that God ever created. And you mean to tell me that the Cowboys were able to beat? I believe they knocked them up out of the game, but we won 22-10. Boy, we was beating over everything. Rush only threw for 100 yards in that game. He didn't have to do anything. Defense was scooping and scoring, picking off Matthew Stafford. Stafford checked out of everything. The the Los Angeles Rams were still considered a real premium team with their roster and everything. I believe Ramsey was there, a whole bunch of other stuff, right? And then I guess he turned into a pumpkin when the Philadelphia Eagles saw him 26-17. Neither here nor there. People like, all right, now it's time to see Dak back. And then Dak got here, and then the whole rest was history. People were saying that Cooper Rush is better than Dak. And that people was bloviating that with this defense, you don't really need a Dak Prescott. You just need to figure out a way to keep Rush or whoever else would be the next quarterback for this team. That's where the height of all of this damn Dan Quinn defense came from. Those stretch of games. And you fool around, get into an Uber car, you probably see Rush. You're like, hey, don't you... And drop me off over here, man, at Sam's Club, man, over here on the backside. But, hey, you just play for the Cowboys, huh? Yeah, you Cooper Rush? Yeah. That's where he at right now. Yes, indeed. All right, I got from the 210, you in, too cool, you smooth with it. Talk to me. Too cool. Did I take up all of the talking points from you? Let me get my guy, Mike, from the 757, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
How you doing, Law? How you doing, Law?
All is well. Can't complain, man.
Yeah, man. You know I love me some Mike McCarthy, man. You know I'm gonna have to push back at the last caller a little bit, man. Just a tad bit. He a little right. He a little right, but he's also a little wrong. Mm-hmm. Because when's the only time Dak Prescott's ever been up for MVP? Well, who was his coach?
I mean, it was Mike McCarthy.
It was Mike McCarthy, and he done went through how many years of Jason Garrett?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a straw man's argument to a degree, though. Oh, come on, man. Well, you're killing me. Killing me. But what's your point?
I'm just saying.
Because technically in 2016, there was Zeke and Dak. Okay, 2018, I think that he could have got some considerations, but they started off 0-5 or 1-5 or something like that, so he had to go on a run. 2019, he had good stats, but it wasn't good enough for wins because they finished that year 8-8. So Mike McCarthy got here. Mike McCarthy got here. I will say this: Mike McCarthy, he is a quarterback whisperer, savant. I do like that. I will give Mike McCarthy those flowers, right?
I was going to get there with it. I was going to get there with it because I was going to say the change in Dak Prescott happened when Kellen Moore got fired and Mike McCarthy said, Dak, I'm going to let you start calling plays. I'm going to let you have freedom in this playbook. Whatever you see on the field, you get to call it. And that was Dak's best year, and he almost won MVP. He lost to Lamar Jackson, which is a hard guy to beat out for MVP. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. that was a turning point. And now Dak, at this point, Dak is definitely a top 5 QB in the NFL. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? But
hold on, keep talking.
Well, I wanted to get back to that video that you showed earlier. With old girl talking about the Cowboys, man. Oh my God, I was so mad watching that joint because I don't think people outside the Dallas Cowboys fan base realize that we never get a year off. If we don't win the Super Bowl, we fail the season. Media-wise, anybody that's talking about us, we fail the season.
Yeah.
It don't matter who the quarterback, who the running back, who the O-line. We literally just, how many games we went last season? 7?
Yeah. 7 games.
Yeah, 7, right?
Yeah.
They already said we going to the Super Bowl. We didn't even get to see what the new defense look like.
It's always going to be Super Bowl or bust because of the rich legacy that the Cowboys exhibits, and we're a world's team. You know, if you ask like the common fan, you know, what is 3 and out? You know, they probably don't understand what is 3 and out, right? They probably don't understand. It's the smallest things that you will fail to realize, right? What's the quarter's defense, right? People don't understand. Like the difference is like I had somebody to compare like Dak's situation to the Super Bowl winning Nick Foles. Like they literally thought that, hey, Nick Foles won in a shootout, Dak should be able to win in a shootout. Football's not operated that way, you know. Nick Foles was on one, but you got to understand that the opposing teams, they didn't drop 6 and 7 into coverage when they played Nick Foles. Right. It was one-on-one to the outside at a single high safety. Dak will kill in the single high safety looks. Yeah.
Not to mention, and no other team would have told Tom Brady to go out for a route and try to catch a touchdown either.
Right.
How old was he? Like 40, trying to do this?
Yeah.
Man, so, you know, that's the only team that would have tried that out this job was the New England Patriots, man. But yeah, man, I'm excited for the season. I don't see us. I know we got a tough schedule. I just think we got a tougher team this year. I looked at some of the clips from minicamp. I like how Schottenheimer is sitting with that defense and making sure they hitting them sleds. Because I swear to God, after last season, I know Schottenheimer an offensive guy, but that focus on that defense gotta be priority. Like, bro, if they can't even hit the sleds good, they can't be on this team. Like, you know what I'm saying? At this point, we can't show what we showed last season. When Russ put that 400 on us, even though we won the game, I know every Cowboy fan was like, that was a fight for no reason, bro.
Yeah.
No, and I can't even remember the wide receiver's name that went crazy on us. It was some second, third stringer dude, man. I'm like, who is this guy? Killing us every time. So I'm just like, I'm just ready for the season to go and show something different, man. Something different.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing. Go Cowboys, man.
Go Cowboys, man. So it's a lot to do with different layers. It's like an onion. It's got different layers of like things, man. And I would have been in the show about an hour ago, but you know I got unlimited time today. Got the kids at the crib. They got swimming class at 6:30, so we gonna teach them how to swim. But I got my guy Toxic Tom, man, from the 717. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Hey, man, all is well. Can't complain.
I don't know what PCP that guy. Oh, good to hear that, man. Good to hear. Hope the kids are doing well too, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
So I don't know what that I live in the DMV area, and I know for a fact if you're a DC fan and you're saying that Dan Snyder was arguably the worst owner in all of sports, and there's things that he did that is never going to be made public. He didn't do dick with the Commanders,
right.
or whatever the fuck they were called nowadays.
Yeah.
And the minute he leaves, and you're going to say Jaden Daniels is the reason why they won to the NFC Championship game. So if that is your logic, it's Jaden Daniels' fault that they lost in that NFC Championship game, right? That's the logic here. And the whole thing about this is, I feel like fans, if you truly believe that it's one quarterback, the quarterback is the reason why you win or lose, one, I don't think you've ever played a team sport in your entire life. And two, I just don't think you understand that, as Jerry Krause said, organizations win championships, not players. You need everything. And for an ownership group that talks about talent acquisition as 365-day-a-year job, they damn sure don't do it, because you see teams as the season goes, and you're identifying, pits and falls and things that are not working out. They are active. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. Grew up in Pennsylvania. But one thing I will always say about the Eagles, man, their owner spends money. Their GM does not hesitate to move off the dead weight. They will trade draft capital. They will pay and don't give a damn about overpaying on free agents. And they understand that this is their time to win right now. I wish I could say about Dak, yeah, I love the fact that he only threw a pass 5 times in a game. The Cowboys are active, and they made sure to build a team around him so he doesn't have to play hero ball every single day. I would love that conversation. And as far as the Eagle fans, as Tywin Lannister said, the lion doesn't concern himself with the sheep. I don't give a fuck what an Eagle content creator says, because I just don't care about you. You guys have Cowboys week. We just call it week 10. I don't give a shit about you, dude. Like that, and that's what drives that fan base more crazy than anything, is just the total indifference about them. Cool, you have your 2 championships. Don't give a fuck about you. Just don't care. And the last thing I'll say is, I was told a long time ago, incompetence is like racism. It's subtle, and it's baked into every single action that you do. So while you may not be overtly incompetent, it is baked into every decision, everything you say, because it's your culture. When you're asking a coach to change the culture of a team, that's like asking a teenager to change the culture of their household. If your owner does not want to win and is doing things actively or not doing things actively or not doing anything at all, I don't care how great of a team you have, how great of a coach you have, how great of a mascot you have. If the foundation of your house is dog shit, I don't care how good your walls look, man. And that is the shittiness of this entire thing, is that we are in self-inflicted purgatory. And until that dude actually wants to win, and I hear fans all the time and other content creators say you're glazing, look at what contenders are doing and look at what we're doing. Contenders are not bringing Jack Reacher with the bad neck in LVE to be your linebacker, and not depending on Costco workers like Dennis Houston, TJ Vasher, and all these NPCs that wouldn't even start on some USFL teams. And you're telling me that you think you're a contender? Doesn't sound like it. And that is my issue. And it's called, I would say, Stockholm Syndrome. Fans are so in love and enamored with the guy that they think is their friend. Dude, he is a snake oil salesman, and he will do all the things he needs to do to open your wallet and get you to get back to that stadium. And the last thing I'll say on top of that, too, is you hired a Hall of Fame coach of Bill Parcells 23 years ago, who is one of the best coaches of all time, especially in the modern era, and your number one priority with him was to not win. Name me another organization that does that. And with that, have a good day, y'all.
Man, I wish I had some bombs, man, I can drop, man, because that was right there good. I like when Toxic Tom preaches, because we are arguing. People will argue with me with facts. Like, yes, Tony Romo lost us some games. Yes, Dak Prescott lost us some games. But you can't sit here with a straight face and say, man, everything was great. Everything was in front of him. Based off of some analysts on 3-ladder or 4-ladder network, they got to give you guys quick takes before commercial break. I love this long form content that I'm doing, even though if it's only like 4 or 5 people watching, right? I try not to look at see because sometimes your pride do get, everybody got a little pride. You look down, you say, damn, man, I got over 100,000 subscribers, but only 100 people watching. That do take a shot at your pride, though. I ain't gonna even take that loosely. But this is necessary. These long form conversations shows the intimate knowledge that we got with these fans, intimate knowledge that we got with this team, the intimacy knowledge that we definitely can go over that other teams don't. When it's time for us to make the quality free agent moves, we didn't do them. When it's time for us to get that one extra player to tilt the scale, we didn't do them. When we point out that defense over a course of the years been our Achilles heel, and we point out the context of, yes, it's been 30 years, 30 seasons, but damn it, we kept the same play calls from 2007 up until 2023. That's context that ESPN and Fox don't got. Where we say, yes, man, it's been all of those years, but look at all of the defensive coordinators that we went through. And here's the one thing that I destroy everybody logic. When they say we had everything. But what was our scheme on offense? What was our strategy on offense? What did we do that the opposing team had to stay up all night on and say, hey, we got to be mindful that this is their scheme and this is their strategy? Or was it Tony Romo, wide 80, hut, drops back, put the ball either in the belly of DeMarco Murray or a fade ball to Dez Bryant, one-on-one stuff. Y option route. If you can sit down and listen to how Jason Garrett and Tony Romo break down the Y option route, right? That was our strategy, the Y option route. That's all we had. And we supposed to win the Super Bowl with that. No strategy, no system, no schemes. Just option routes. Can't find out one person say, hey, man, when you break down Shanahan's system and scheme, even when you get your main parts out, you can put in someone else. They had one guy, his name was Elijah Mitchell or something like that. He was running with authority. They were running the ball. They had some guy named Mason that was running the ball. And they still went and got a CMC. Did they need Christian McCaffrey, whatever the kid's name? They didn't need him, but they know that would help them. On defense, they had Bosa already. They didn't need to go get other guys to help that defense, but they went and got him. And I ain't talking about like what Toxic Tom was saying, NPC guys. That's crazy. Or people that are going to be working at Publix and Walmart, like the Benson Mayowas of the world. No offense to you, Benson Mayowa, and George Selvies and them. They went and got legitimate people. The craziest thing of it all is that they've been on a drought for 31 to 32 seasons, but their drought don't seem as much of a drought compared to ours. So it's hard to win in the NFL, is what I'm getting at too. But it's quadruple harder when you are a Cowboy fan. Next caller would be Big Amish, man, from the 202. Talk to your boy, man. Talk to me, man. Big Amish, talk to me.
How about them Cowboys? Y'all.
Hey, y'all. What's good with you, man?
Thank you for having me, number one, and having your time. Always good to hear you and being on with you.
Hey, man.
Special. And that's what this year's going to be. It's going to be a special year. We're going to the Super Bowl. I preferred he didn't say it, but he said it. So you got to roll with it. He's going. So here's what every caller so far has been great, I think, just in looking at this. Every fan has a different view on the team and players and everything. And everyone's perspective should be at least recognized for, the thoughtfulness they put into their, their call. So, but what I want to point out, and maybe I've not looked at this and looked at Dak as openly as I should, and that is, I remember back in 2016 when he was drafted, and in the back of my mind, because Roma was getting injured, he was older, and in back of my mind, I was like, how long is he going to last? Is he even going to last the season? And when he went down in that preseason game, I forgot who it was, but then I thought, oh no, Kellen Moore. But in back of my mind, I kept saying, I want to see, I want the rookie to play. And lo and behold, Kellen Moore tore up his ankle. Unfortunately, never want anyone to get injured. Don't wish that on anyone. But got to be honest. In back of my mind, I wanted Dak Prescott to start the season as a rookie, as crazy as it may sound. But that's what I wanted. And then we saw something special. That's why I'm bringing up the 2016 season. I mean, I've never seen a rookie quarterback play the way Dak did.
Right.
And what I mean by that, and I'll give you the stats. Here are the stats, because I just pull them up real quick. 459 attempts, 311 completions, passing yards 36-67, touchdowns 23. Guess how many? This was the one thing I was watching throughout the season then. Guess how many interceptions? Effing 4. 4 interception on the whole season. And that goes unnoticed, because I think the record, or at least the monitor, was like, it was either 4 at the time. I think Brady did the same thing, or maybe had less years back. But that interception total of 4 is remarkable. It's remarkable ever to watch it. And what I saw during that season was the team galvanize around him. And it was a team, right? I remember it felt like a team. Now, did we have all the pieces on defense? You can argue about that.
Right.
But on offense, it was special. And going into the playoffs, it was special. It didn't turn out the way we wanted to, but that was the recipe we were watching, with Dak being able to, the run option for his rookie year was magnificent in my view. And that interception total, crazy, right? And then, unfortunately, the personnel, again, we let personnel leave instead of, everyone getting around Dak Prescott and saying, what can we do? What can we prop up to help either the offense and the defense? Jerry let that all out, and Garrett. So that never materialized, unfortunately. But that season always stuck out in my mind. And then how Dak then played that following year. I think Zeke was out for 4 weeks, right? I think he was suspended
for 6
whatever
games.
It was.
Yeah, 6 games.
Right,
yeah.
The 6 games, which is another BS thing with the league and Jerry. Right, that hurt. That destroyed the season.
Yeah,
that took away the season.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah, I just want to say, Dak has changed. I mean, when we were watching him in those mid-teen years, he was running. He was a force multiplier. I mean, when he was bulldozing people, not that you want your quarterback to do it, but when he did it, it was like an exclamation point on, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what we were watching. That's what made it special. I mean, that was special. That was a special sauce for Dak and a force multiplier, because no matter what, he was able to do that with his legs and his will and his strength. That was evident. Unfortunately, you point out the 2020 ankle, and you're right, man, that was a horrendous injury.
Right.
But he's become a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's not not the same. He's not running. And then he had the other injury as well. But he was healthy last year. We're not wishing anything on him. But what we can wish is that Jerry gets the personnel.
Oh, no,
right?
big
We know
man.
that with
no doubt.
Right?
No doubt. Yeah.
So getting the personnel for not just him, right? Because we want to make history. We don't want to be history. And that's what Dak is faced with.
Mm-hmm.
Because without the personnel, and we're talking on defense and special teams and offense, if someone goes down, what are you going to not do anything in this year?
Right.
You're going to just let something happens. Jerry, what are you doing? And that's why I'm going to hold out. I really think this is the year. Because if it's not the year, and if he's not going to make those changes, then I think for Dak's best interest, right, just like we saw with Darnold or Stafford, you might need a change of scenery in order to achieve what you need, right? I'm not saying that. I don't want that. I want this year to be the Super Bowl year, and it changes everything. And that's what I'm praying. That's what I'm hoping for. And Jerry, goddammit, make those changes. Let's make history. That's all I got to say for my brother.
Come on, man. Let me hear you say it then.
How about them Cowboys?
Yo, this is my guy, man, Big Amish. While he's talking, disregard me. I'm moving around here. I'm looking at other stuff here. The kids are in the other room now. But I want to. And y'all got unlimited time. There's no rush right now. I got nothing else to do but talk to you guys. Right? This is like a therapy session on top of therapy sessions. It was a point that I wanted to bring up. One more point. A team together, everyone achieves more. I get that. This team, yes, we had some close calls. But you got to figure out a way that when you see something, it's not time to let me just protect what I got, but let me build upon what I got. And we lost more money of not trying to protect what we got, but just trying to expose what we got. When I say those things, who's old enough to remember that, yeah, the 13-3 season was a real good one. But can you win without? That was the calling card. Can you win without Dez Bryant? Can you win without that offensive line? Can you win without a running game? That's been the issue with the Cowboys, because the outside noise was saying, yes, can you win games by flinging the ball all over the field? And we didn't give a damn. We just wanted to win. Hold on for me. You okay? All right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, they were telling me a little something. But let me let the next caller on. I got from the 971. You live. JP, talk to me. Hello. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. JP. I got from the 832. You live on the Nation. Talk to me. Once, twice.
Hello?
Yeah. You live, dog. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Alon? Hey,
Not much, man.
I'm just calling in. I wanted to bring up a little quick thing, man. So, like, I grew up a Cowboys fan, you know, and unfortunately, I'm not one anymore. But I just want to bring a little perspective. Man.
What happened? You grew up a Cowboy fan, now you're not. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I played sports my whole life, dude.
Right.
But I never watched sports, nothing, basketball, baseball, nothing, football. It wasn't until Romo's last year with the Dez Catch No Catch that I started watching football with my pops, you know. And so he put me onto the whole thing, you know. And then I have like the whole butterfly effect of the Cowboys from then till now, essentially. I became a Seahawks fan 2 years ago. So I went to Seattle and I had an experience with my wife in Seattle, and it changed us when we became fans of that team together. And I just wanted to point out, man, like during the season, dude, we were like begging for Dak Prescott to come over there, and they were open to it, a lot more open than some folks would think, you know. And I mean, I think this game, it comes down to with the Cowboys, they have a lot of unintentional play calling. You know, let's just kick the ball out this way. Let's just run it on 3rd and 4 or something like that. Like, let's just send a blitz, no rhyme or reason, man. And this is a game of relativity. You have to be a student of the game to be able to get this going. And I don't see that with Dallas. There's a lot of unintentional coaching that seems to be going on there these days, and the way I see it too with their team, a lot of times you have good players that look amazing, that get paid amazing money because you have Jerry not reaching out there and going to acquire talent. You'll see with another team that he will other teams will have say a defensive tackle. Hey, we don't need him. Let's go ahead and put him on the block. I don't care if he has 2 years left in his deal. But you know what I'm saying? Jerry won't do that because the businessman that he is, he wants to see that money that he's already invested into that player put on the sidelines, man. You know, and instead of going out there and making it the value gets shifted to some other place on the field. And these other teams, the championship teams, man, they get aggressive with those kinds of moves. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. So first, congratulations on your team for winning the Super Bowl last year. But how old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30.
In October.
Okay, so the drought started when you was born, right? Almost. So.
And I've seen a lot of good talent coming over.
I can't fault you for staying true to who you are, right? You know, if you decide to move on and go to another team, that's you. That's your opinion. That's your prerogative, right? So my thing is that did you just jump ship because of the Seattle Seahawks were winning, or because you just moved to Seattle Seahawks and your lady friend was, I guess, a Seattle Seahawks fan? Is that the case in scenario?
She had nothing to do with football. She started liking it because of me, and actually. So you'll hear about my testimony some other time, you know, but essentially we went to Seattle. We had an experience that you believe in a higher power. We believe in you know, as Christians, we believe in our higher power. Okay. And we had an experience over there, and we just became fans. It was just something that happened. But I've always been a student of the game. I love football. I'm in school right now to pursue coaching right now, and I walked that field, man, and I felt that grass, and I seen what that city was about, and I was like, this is a football club. This is a city that loves its team. This is a team that cares about what's going on here. And like I grew up in Houston, man, and I called them back in the was it Davis Mills days, that I was like, man, nah, this team, they're tanking. Like, they got all these draft picks coming up. They're getting a lot of money off the books, so. They're building something. I seen that coming with Seattle too, and I was just like, man, you know what? Like, they're gonna win a Super Bowl here in the next couple of years. I didn't think it would be so sudden, to be honest.
Okay, well, Boy, I have nothing else to say, man. Outside of shame on you now. Shame on you now. I gotta say shame on you because not only did your mindset shifted when you went to the Seattle Seahawks, you done brought her into it. You done made her a Seattle Seahawks fan. But I know the city of I guess the state of Washington, whatever it is up that way, Seattle, Washington. Yeah. I know that coffee should be good there, and we'll see y'all when we see y'all. We play y'all this year too, don't we play Seattle? We play y'all this year, right?
Yeah.
Now, in your heart, your mind may be saying that you're a Seattle Seahawks, but your heart still say Cowboys because you wouldn't be calling in today. So you're gonna.
I'm on the other side of the veil, looking back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're gonna enjoy that L we're gonna put on y'all, man, this year. And I get a chance to talk to you, man, like I talk to my guy that calls in all the time. He's a Seattle Seahawks fan as well, but. Let's go, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Let me hear you say it, though.
How about them Seahawks?
Appreciate you. He almost said it, though. I've been nice to him. I've been nice, you know. Y'all said, man, F that, man. We can't stand Seattle Seahawks. But perspectives is everything. I do look at it from his perspective as being of the age of 30. I say anybody that's like 30 and under, and you're a Cowboy fan, you are a real diehard Cowboy fan because you live in an era of not knowing the real 90s Cowboys, right? You can only hear storylines of what we've been talking about with Troy Aikman and all of these things. But if you're 30 years of age, you only seen what? Probably to understand 3 playoff wins, 4 if you're lucky, if you remember their very first one. So 4 playoff wins in 30 years, man, that's a terrible thing on anybody's resume. And for you to be birthed into that, that's wild, right? So if you are under 30 and you watching this right now, and you still firm with the Cowboys, you're not buying into the fantasy football stuff and jumping teams and saying, hey, well, your excuse is I just like players, so wherever the player go, I'm going to follow the player. And if you just still stuck with the Cowboys like me, praises be to you, man. Come on with it, man. Yeah. What was the Sea Chickens fan name? Gomez, I believe his last name is Gomez. I don't have his first name. But if you're in the chat, man, Gomez, say something, man, so I can lock you in. I got from the 971. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
Yo, what up?
Oh, man, I was about to hit that next button, but what we got?
I know you was. I know you was because you don't want to put your feet to the fire on this one.
All right, we'll put them there, man. I got nothing else but time, man. Talk to me.
Hey, man. Y'all still talking about the same? Your kids in the room?
No, they gone now. They
Y'all still talking about the same shit, man.
Wait
11 years ago. Y'all, it's 11 years. And I want to ask you, so what is the quickest way for you to get off the field? What if something happened to you, why would you be off the field?
What's the quickest way to get off the field?
Yeah.
Is to roll up off the field, get up off the field, hit the exit. You know, that's for what
injuries.
It is.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Have we set ourselves up for behind Dak Prescott? Injuries. We see when y'all start campaigning, bringing this man on for many of you that we had him all the way on tearing his body. I said this a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Said with Dak Prescott, because of his age and the injury, his history of injuries,
right?
And there's more to come. We don't know what's going on with that leg. So y'all can hide all y'all want to about this information that you ain't coming out with. But I said though, when training camp come around, if he not fit, if he's not continue to play this whole training camp, and he's missing practice and inflammation in his knee. We don't know how serious it is. We don't know if it's just something. We don't know what's going on until we see more. And then throughout the season, it could be more inflammation because you're getting cortisone shots for some reason. If you ever got a cortisone shot.
Who's feeding you this information about Dak Prescott got this undisclosed injury? Where are you getting this from?
Sources.
Who's your source?
What you just said.
I can't tell y'all like just like you don't tell me all what you got going on. What I'm saying. But see,
are you like okay? So from my understanding, is that you're saying that Dak Prescott got an undisclosed injury, and
yes,
and you are lamenting what? Like, what did you want? Like, what do you want me to say from his undisclosed injury?
I don't want you to say nothing. I want you to sit back and let time prove itself. Now you campaigned. I said this years ago. Now we gonna fight all summer. That you campaigning for him to come and get this contract. I haven't seen that we have said us. Sam Howell may give us some effort this year. Don't trust Joe Milton because of accuracy problems. We haven't set ourselves up for a successful quarterback behind Dak Prescott. And everybody is. See, I don't want to stand y'all anymore. All you Dak fans, all you Dak lovers, everybody. Look, I wanted Dak to win a long time ago.
Right.
And I said I thought he was going to be the man. I said, okay, he's going to be the man. But then I seen his repetitive turn the ball over and things that happened, wear and tear on his body. And then nobody ever from your camp, none of the homies, none of all your Mark Holmes, none of y'all campaigning for a good backup quarterback behind Dak Prescott or another veteran to come here and compete with him to get him out of here. Or wait a minute, don't worry about this contract. But see, injuries. Nobody understands about injuries at all, and y'all keep thinking everything is good. We can have a good team. Our offense is set already, and everybody get mad at me. Offense is set. We worried about we worried about that.
Let me ask you this though. Is that the reason why they brought in Sam Howell? Right? You know, it's to alleviate some of the things of saying, okay, if Dak go down, at least you got somebody with, regular season experience that's a little bit better than Joe Milton at this point. So is your point kind of mute at that point?
I don't know.
Or you want another backup quarterback? What quarterback do you want?
I want a dependable backup who's not a turnover machine. Now Sam Howell might be another Dak Prescott. I don't know. But all I know was you didn't draft your quarterback and let him sit for 2 years, 3 years behind Dak Prescott. You knew you gave him this big ass contract. You knew he wasn't going anywhere. But you didn't rely on his injuries. You didn't think about with injuries. The most way to stay off the field is constant injuries, and it could be anything. It could be the elbow, it could be the shoulder, it could be the knee again, it could be the foot, it could be the ankle, it could be anything that could happen to derail your season. The offense is set. You know what I'm saying? So only we missing that piece on quarterback. I've seen his film. I've seen the shot is coming, the hit is coming. Look, the hit is coming. Look, I'm gonna throw the ball away. I'm gonna throw an interception. So there's some issues right there on that part. And everybody want to get on here. They want to talk about everybody. Hey, y'all can sit on here all y'all want to talk about it, but we haven't prepared ourselves for that right now.
I'm speaking out of concern now,
Yeah.
What's your point?
My point is you haven't prepared yourself.
For Dak injury?
So wait a minute. No. Why did you campaign for Dak Prescott?
Because he's the best quarterback that we got on our team right now.
Supposedly, because I've seen 11 years, and I've been waiting for 11 years.
Who do you want?
It ain't show. We done had good teams already. Have we not had good? Have we not had good competition in here? Have we not had good at the skill position? Have we not had that already?
Who do you want?
I want you to drop somebody and bring me somebody that's coming up. You can't do anything right now because you got to wait till the contract up, or halfway, or you get somebody on a good cheap deal.
Okay, so what is your issue? You wanted the Cowboys to draft a backup quarterback?
Yeah.
Who do you want it? Who you want the Cowboys to draft?
I don't know. You got to look in this year's draft, but you can pick somebody up this year to bring in. Next year.
So we have a stronger chance that we can find a quarterback that can present something better than what Dak did last season? JP, you there?
What'd you say now? I'm sorry, what now?
I said, so who do you want to come in to do a better job than the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, what he did last season?
You check that out. You recommend that. You can campaign for that one.
Campaign for who?
Somebody you want to bring in, because that's what you did with Dak, didn't you?
Campaign, but Dak was already here. I didn't need to campaign for somebody who's already here.
He's the
incumbent.
What if we give it to Sam Howell and Joe Milton and bring in somebody that can be behind him? So if there's another injury in 27, then we can hey, this guy could be somebody his replacement.
Yeah, that's a coulda, woulda, shoulda. We need to know who. The Cowboys spent $10 million for Andy Dalton, and Ben DiNucci looked like he was better. You know what I'm saying? In 2020, you know what I'm saying? So just going to get somebody, you got to have a plan of action.
Okay, Law, I'll call you back. Thanks for having me.
It's an evil world we live in.
Oh my gosh, man! I needed to laugh again, man. God never let me down.
Shame.
God never let me down.
Shame.
God make me laugh,
Shame.
man. He give me 1,000 things to make me laugh at certain things, but man, this right here, I want JP to call that every day now. Oh man, I want JP to call in every day, man. It just, man.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
God, man, if this is not an accurate, hey, don't I look better than what I did yesterday? Just by listening in to my guy JP, it reminds me of how good God is for us, man. Because at the end of the day, text Paul in the chat, tell him, Trev, don't you know how blessed we are? DP, G.O. Williams, don't you know how blessed we are, man? We could be JP. We could be walking in this earth like JP, man. But God have blessed us enough to give us wisdom and knowledge and understanding of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. To not be like a JP. I thank God, man. God gave me some multiple choices, man. Would you rather be Law Nation, JP, or a tick on a walrus ass? And I'll be like, oh man, give me Law Nation. But if you can't give me Law Nation, man, let me be that tick on a walrus ass, because I definitely don't want to be JP. Because if I'm JP, I'll be calling into Law Nation show and thinking like he think, man. Ain't no way, baby. Let me be a tick on a walrus ass. I bet you if God asked that tick on a walrus ass, tick, would you rather be JP? Would you rather be where you at right now? That tick said, let me be right here. I only got like 3 to 4 days to live here, but I definitely don't want to be JP.
Please come home.
What we got?
I got beans
Then bologna. There's a D. There's a D. Those are the options, baby. You like, oh my gosh, man. I would rather be the guy that switched teams. I'd rather be the guy, Gomez over there in Seattle before I be JP. Cause JP confused like a mug. I don't know what else to say, man. But I got my guy Poindexter from the 409. What's on your mind, man?
Oh. Hey, man, look, I'm not going to laugh, okay? We need to pray right now. We need to pray for wisdom and discernment, okay? I'm not the one to make personal attacks, okay? I'm not gonna make any personal attacks, okay?
Well, Poindexter, let me ask you though. Would you rather be a tick on a walrus ass or JP? I thought you wasn't going to laugh.
Look. I have to deal with a room full of JPs. Okay? I done been some spots, man, where I got 8 JPs in the room, man. And it's just like I'm in an insane asylum, like I'm one floor of the cuckoo's nest or something. You know, it's just crazy, man. But I don't see how that even flies. You know, it don't fly no way. It really doesn't.
Right.
And I hate coming up with some craziness like injuries, man, because that's not funny. You know what I'm saying? From what I seen from Dak last year, you know, he lost a few pounds. He wanted to get more flexible and stuff. And I didn't see him laboring at all with anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So please don't come in there with that craziness. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you know, Dak is the people. Wait a minute. Those that are tell don't know, and those that know won't tell. Okay. so just
hold on. Let me steal that one. I need to steal that one. Those you said those who would tell don't know, right?
Don't know.
And go ahead.
And those that know.
And those that know don't tell. I like
it. That's it. They can't run the movie. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. I'm gonna have to remember
run the movie.
One,
do the right thing. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But that was something we know. See, because these, you know, this Dak thing been going on for a long time, man. Man. And you know, there's a lot of people feed into it. They just feed into it. You know, but I'm really hoping that gets a team that he deserves.
Right.
You know, it's just like when he was talked about being a clutch quarterback. Well, we already knew that Dak kept you in games that you really wasn't supposed to be in it, but then they wanted to call it empty stats and empty calories and all kinds. You know, they always had a name for something, you know what I mean? So you get tired of the conversation and you really don't, you know, those that know won't tell. So, you just don't tell. You just, you just let the ones that don't know tell everything. You know
man, I'm going to have to take that one from Dexter, man. For real.
Because you get tired, man. You get fatigued of it, you know. But you're going to always have it. And, man, look, I'm suffering with this team, but also I'm suffering with Dak. Because anybody that knows football knows that a Super Bowl win for Dak is Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
No doubt about it. You hear what I'm saying? No doubt about it. The man has done it. And then hopefully the narrative will change. You played that earlier about, you know, how people have so much respect for somebody being called a champion.
Yeah.
And I really hope to see Dak Prescott be called a champion.
Right.
You know, especially with all the craziness that you hear, man. You know, you got JP, man. I knew where he was going from the get-go. And the only thing about it is when you say, what's your point?
Ale, what's your point, man?
There's no
point.
What's your point?
His angle is like, man, I can't stand Dak Prescott, but I'm trying to craft it because I know that Law is a savant on Dak. So I'm trying to beat around it, and then what the hopes would be because lower body extremities, man, from a quarterback that's been in the league for over 10 years, 9 times out of 10, the propensity of the chances of him having an injury strengthens, right? So he's hedging his bet. Definitely. He's hedging his bet like if Dak get hurt this season, he's going to bring up those points. And I'm already like right. 4 or 5 steps ahead of him. And I get it. You know, I just letting him talk because I got nothing else to do today. So I'm just like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. Yeah. But that's why it's so funny, man, when he calls in.
It is, man, because one thing that I can say from everything that I've seen with Dak Prescott, he is the consummate professional. Right. He is doing what he can to keep his body intact. Like I said, with the losing of the weight, getting more flexible, you know, not being the big quarterback that's going to truck somebody, taking his chances when he can. You know what I'm saying? Dak is getting to be one of those quarterbacks, man, that if he had a season like I'm thinking he's going to have the season this year, they're going to be talking about him with the Mannings and all this because this man, JP, Dak is a turnover machine. Every time he gets a rush, he throws an interception. Do you know the downs he threw last year with people in his face? Right. When the dude is running across the goal line, he is on his back. You know, I don't think they even see that. They don't even, you know, they see the highlights of the receiver catching the ball and, you know, going for the score and whatever, but they hardly ever show how much Dak does just to get them the ball, just to get that extra second, man. I have nothing but praise for Dak Prescott, you know, especially with all the stuff he have to go through, man. That is, you know, not other quarterbacks, they just like kicking back like, man, I'm glad it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that people criticize Dak Prescott, they can criticize another 10, 15 quarterbacks about the same thing, you know. Right. So I just wanted to get in like you. I'm like you, man. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just riding home. I got with my brother. We went fishing this morning, you know, caught a few fish and stuff and everything, relaxed on the water. And I was coming home and I heard your show and I was like, man, let me talk to my boy. And then JV come in, man, and give me something hilarious. You know? Hell yeah. that was hilarious. And I'm sorry because when I'm on the phone, I can't see you. I'm gonna have to get the replay just to see your expression because I know that I'll be laughing. I
already know, man.
Laughing.
Yes,
and I want to put a shout out to Big Amish. You know, I appreciate him doing the research. We know the story, but it's good to like I said before, it's good for somebody to tell the story without all that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I thought he did a good job of telling the story, being fair, you know, and we, like you said right after, when Dak first year, they didn't say, what can we do to help Dak? They said, can he do it without this, without that, without that? Yeah. You know, and what you said, that's that working backwards, you know.
Hustling backwards.
What's the term you use? But you use the term, you know. Yeah. But it's like, that's been the thing. Mm-hmm. And now you got Shady, you got Parker, and these are 2 coaches that's looking to build a team, you know. And hopefully Dak got enough in the tank, man, so he can get this big win, man, and we can celebrate him like we need to.
No doubt, man. Good call from you, man. Let me hear you say
No doubt. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, that's my guy right there, Poindexter, man. Yes, indeed, man. Oh, my gosh, man. I love y'all. That's the main point, man. That's the main point. How you go, like, they'll talk about all of the weapons the Cowboys got. But what are the way whereas we can build on? After every successful season, we tear things down, right? And that's why I'm going to continue to highlight those things. We break it down, like we don't add to, complement everything. So On this marathon, I'm going to change the title to a marathon show, right? I got from the 210, too cool you in.
You don't change it to a marathon show. You change it to the JP show.
That was crazy, man, JP. He just looking for
man,
angles
I'd rather be
on.
homeless than live in that man's head.
Oh, you ain't lying, man. Oodles and noodles, man, on the sidewalks, man. You know, it's
Man.
crazy. Jeez.
Cracking eggs and eating it off the sidewalk.
Man, that's a
It's hot
delicacy.
enough.
It's delicacy, man. Yes, indeed.
Hey, man, what you, I'm going to say this, man. 20 years ago, I think Jerry Jones made a mistake, man. You know, it was a crucial mistake Jerry Jones made. Sometimes, man, when you sit back and you think about it and you look at it, you really don't see it. But when Sean Payton walked out of that building and went to the New Orleans Saints, man, that was a bad mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a grave mistake.
But he tried it. But to be fair to him, and I'm saying this not to be a protector of Jerry. I'm just objectively speaking. That what enticed him to do the Jason Garrett thing, because Jason Garrett was on his way to the Ravens. They really wanted to hire Jason Garrett over Harbaugh, right? So in a crazy world, what could have happened if Jason Garrett were to get that job over there in Baltimore land? What would be a crazy world if Harbaugh interviews here and he's here, you know? That would have been crazy. We would have had Harbaugh. We probably wouldn't get the development piece for the quarterback, but we would damn sure be a different type of team if that was the case in scenario.
Yeah, so you know what's crazy though, Law? And I always tell my homeboys this, like, and I think a lot of people get away from it. When was the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl?
Shoot, 95, 96 season.
Okay, and who did they play in that Super Bowl?
Oh shit, the Steelers.
Buffalo Bills. The Bills.
No.
Right?
No.
So-
The last Super Bowl we played in was the Steelers.
When the last who did the Bills play their last Super Bowl?
I think the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So but I say that to say this. Like, everybody get on here and they hop on here talking about this Joe Burrow versus Dak and Dak. If Dak wasn't on here, man, I can make an argument that if Dak would have went to the Jets 2 years ago with that defense they had, that the Jets could have went deep in the playoffs with Dak as a quarterback. Right? Why we don't get on here and we don't talk about Josh Allen ass? Josh Allen ain't been in no Super Bowl.
Right.
But every year, Josh Allen is the MVP favorite. Every year, they going out there making moves for Josh Allen. Every other year, every 3, 4, 5 years, they firing a coach for Josh Allen.
Right.
They moving players around for Josh Allen. So what you say about greatness of a quarterback, that's your MVP right there. And he can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
But look at all the moves the Bills made for that man. Look at the defense that man had. Let's jump on Lamar Jackson. The same thing. Like, everybody sitting here and say all this about Dak, but we can say that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, without a doubt, has had a better defense than the Dallas Cowboys. They hold tenure as quarterbacks for their organizations than Dak.
And the only argument that the Ravens got is that, and it's not our fault. They just didn't know how to find a damn wide receiver for the Ravens, right? Like, they've been solid on defense. They've been solid with run game. Wide receiver's been their Achilles heel. But outside of that, give me the deck of cards the Ravens had versus what Dak Prescott had to endure. If you put Dak Prescott on what the Ravens been doing from a run game situation, I want people to look up Dak Prescott record when the running back is averaging over 3 yards per tote. But go ahead.
So man, sometimes I think we get caught up on talent acquisition when it comes to players versus talent acquisition when it comes to coaching. Because you can have the player and have the wrong coach. You can have the right coach and have the wrong player. I think sometimes as Cowboy fans we get caught up on not accumulating players and not having the player acquisition in here versus like the right coaches at the right time, right? Because the 2016 team. From 2016 to 2020, if Mike Tomlin was the coach, what would the Cowboys look like? If Andy Reid was the coach, how would the Cowboys look? Right? Andy Reid played with he coached the what?
The Eagles.
Eagles?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many Super Bowls he won with the Eagles?
None, but he took that team there and he was always competitive. I think Even though the Eagles got 2 Super Bowls post Andy Reid, I think that Andy Reid was by far their best coach.
Yeah, but my point is, you see how Andy Reid went to the Chiefs and like just built this organization up with this quarterback, because he's like a quarterback whisperer. But it's just like sometimes I just think we look at it and I feel like we didn't have the right coaches in the right time, right? I think Christian Parker is going to be a great hire. Like what I don't want is for individuals when the season start and they get up to a rocky start, everybody like, oh my God, the linebackers suck or the DBs suck and stuff. Man, you got give them time to mesh, build that culture on that defense side of the ball. I think, like I said, I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna go far this year. I think we just gotta stop looking in the past, man. Like let Dak can write his own wishes. Dak gonna write his own wishes this year, just like Shotty.
Right. The thing is with Dak. The thing is with Dak, you've seen everything out of him, but a long deep playoff run, right, and playing in the Super Bowl. You've seen him win comeback games. You've seen him win games that he isn't supposed to win. You've seen him play terrible, but you haven't seen him play in the postseason, primarily in January, deep down in January, and of course into February. You haven't seen Dak Prescott in that light. So that's where a lot of people are looking at it like, if he haven't done it in the first 3 to 4 years, then it's Cowboys fatigue on Dak Prescott, and every major topic being about Dak Prescott in the every offseason for the last 10 years. And that's the only problem with all of this, that a lot of Cowboy fans are fatigued.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get that too, though. But then like I say, like, and not to go with Toxic Tom or Darius, like the whole no salary cap. I get all of that, right? But like I said, you got organizations going out there doing talent acquisition with these superstar quarterbacks, and they're not winning. But they have a defense, right? You had Buffalo go out and get Von Miller. We was mad we didn't get Von Miller. They didn't win the Super Bowl with Von Miller. Right. You got the Ravens go out and get Henry. Yeah. And we get mad because we didn't get Henry. But that made them, when they made both of those moves, that vaulted them to Super Bowl favorites and or top 3 teams to go to the Super Bowl that season, and they did not go to the Super Bowl.
Facts.
Neither one of them. Right. So I just say sometimes, like, that's why I say coaching matters sometimes, man. Like, coaching really matters. And I just feel like with the way Christian Parker put this defensive coordinating staff together as a coordinator, I think that we're going to really see how coaching helps, because you're not going to always have a superstar and a button superstar waiting for his chance behind him. Sometimes, man, that superstar get hurt. It's just a next man up mentality. Facts. But then it's about how you're going to coach, how you're going to translate to them when they get on the field what you see and what they're not seeing in that moment on the field, man. Like, that's why I say coaching matters, and it just feels so different this year. And that's why I don't care about it. We didn't get Brooks, and Brooks did an extension with Miami.
Yeah, I follow you on that. That's the reason why we look back at everything and say, okay, if we don't get this move, let's say, for example, you said you're glad that we didn't get the Jordan Brooks, right? And I follow you. I get it. But what we can't do is 2 things. Even if we start the season off slow, and we don't make that necessary move to get us back into the good humps as it relates to defense in that linebacker room, then that's on Jerry. And on the other part of it, believe it or not, even if we are winning, right, and we got the necessary tools to improve and we don't do those things, then guess what? That's still on Jerry. That's the problem, is that the Cowboy fans, we get such quickly satisfied that when we start doing things well, we don't want to improve upon it. We say everything's going to work its way out. No, that check engine light is still on. Your tires are still not where they're supposed to be as far as the inflations of the tire. So it's a lot of things that dealing with winning. That's why they say organizations win championships and not players. Because as Jerry Jones as an organization, he should look at it even when we are winning. Now is the time to go really all in, not to play it safe. And by Jerry, the way he moves, he continued to play it safe, unfortunately.
So yes and no, right? So because I feel like to me, linebacker is not a need right now. I feel like if Javonte Williams get hurt, like we're what's the name, Mufasa and or Blue, we're assuming they're gonna be able to step up and step in.
Right. I mean, that's what 30 other teams too. If they start and running back get hurt, then you assume that the backup quarterback, the backup running back can get in. The problem is that we've been so codependent only on players and not scheme. That's been the issue, right? So now we got Schottenheimer in here, right? That he's supposed to have this scheme so that if you do have a running back to get hurt, that somebody else should be able to peel in and fall in, and you still should have some similar productivity. So the problem is with the Cowboys for a long time, we've been so codependent only on a few players instead of having a system. See, it's not a real threat when the 49ers lose their starting running back because someone else can fit into their system and scheme. Whereas the Cowboys, we never had that. That's another thing that we wrestle with the Cowboys. Is systems and schemes.
Yeah, and then it's my last thing.
Go ahead.
Then I'll let you go. But my last thing though is this too. I feel like Shotty got to put the play calling down. He remind me of Ryan Day from Ohio State. You got to put that play calling down and actually look at the team and be not the owner, but the owner of the the personnel part of the team when they're on the field. I wish he would let Clayton
Adams
start calling plays.
Yeah,
Clayton Adams, let him start calling plays so you can kind of just sit back and see what's going wrong and teach him at the same time. That's all I got for you, Law. How about them Cowboys?
Hey man, all is well, man. Appreciate it, too cool. So I get where his angle is at. Who remember? We having a real life marathon show. 100 grand, hold tight. 870, hold tight as well. Who remember that what I was saying from 2007 all the way up into the year 2023, you can argue to a smaller degree all the way up until last season that the Cowboys had these issues. Average yards of separation. Your team, from a scheme or a schematic aspect, the differences between now when you got Schottenheimer calling these plays juxtaposed to what we've seen in the past, we normally don't get yards of separation. At some point of time, even though we had inferior, like we had the best wide receiver cores at time, right? Like with Lamb and with Amari Cooper or with Lamb, and to a smaller degree, not saying that, it was like over the top with Brandon Cooks, but our yards of separation wasn't really high. I remember looking back at the years for the 49ers, their average yards of separation was like at 5 and 6. The Cowboys average, and you can double check and fact check me if y'all think I'm lying. The Cowboys average yards of separation was damn near right at 0.86, sometimes a 0.9 or 1 yard or what have you. And it was very abysmal. Like, we ranked literally on the back end of that. That changed last year. We started getting yards of separation. And I think that, the numbers hurt because of throwing the ball to damn Jake Ferguson. But outside of that, we finally saw a team of offense getting yards of separation. Look it up. You don't have to take my word for it, but to look it up, do your own study. But I think that even on a smaller level, they're going into the second year of Schottenheimer, and I know how y'all feel about Schottenheimer. I think that those average yards of separation going to increase even more in the run style and an attack that Clayton Adams into a second season with this. Keep in mind, Clayton Adams and Schottenheimer never worked together before. Now that is a new situation, whereas now they got 2 years in versus no year. So, believe it or not, shout out to you, man. But 100 grand for the 201. You're live on the Nation, man, on this marathon show. Talk to me, man.
I agree 100% with you, man. And I don't understand Cowboys Nation. Why every time we get good things, y'all want to take it away as fans?
Facts. Yeah.
I ain't coming at that's my guy. I mean, I'm not that's my guy. Ain't no big. I'm just saying, why would you take away Why would you say Shotty need to stop the play calling when we had the #1 offense in the league?
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's like saying, Mike Shanahan, man, that's a great system, man. We need to stop that system and do something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
My God. If it makes sense, make it make sense. It don't make no sense. If you're talking about the defense, that got nothing to, listen. That's a whole other different side of the football, man. And he changed that this year. And y'all, and to the people, Dak Prescott been here for 11 years. We never had things that match. That's like me going to your house and you ain't got no peanut butter and you ain't got no jelly. We ain't never have things that match. Hopefully we have that this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because this guy's not proven. But what he's showing is that could be a possibility. Like you said, Law, it's about the system. What we know about the 49ers, you could put Christian McCaffrey back there.
Right.
And when he got injured, then you picked a guy up from round 6 or 7 and he was eating. It's the system.
Yeah.
You don't have a system that will save you when when the players don't rock. Now we got a system now.
Yep.
So now it's like, okay, let's say the #1 running back fall off. You telling me Blue not going to eat when you got CD and Pickens making the same holes that he was making for the guy? You telling me Blue not going to get those same holes? You crazy. You think, oh man, the #1 running back is out. Okay, we just going to stack the box now because Blue in the game. You crazy. That'd be dumb to do that. That'd be dumb. And Blue's faster. So you telling me he not going to eat? It's just that he ain't know how he thought he can just go. It wasn't the problem. Blue just thought, just give me the ball and I'm gonna just run. No, you can't do that in the NFL. It don't work like that. And he had to learn that through the course of the season.
Yeah.
What you say that the Cowboys don't do is develop. I seen development last year with Blue.
Come on with it, man. Keep preaching, boy. But the
see what I'm saying? It's just that when it don't come out, when y'all want it to come out, he trash. No, he gonna be a totally different player. Where does Blue come from? We had to put him in the oven and let it cook. We had to let him cook right quick.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Same thing with Flo. Why didn't Flo come out the gate flying? He needed to cook. He needed to cook.
Let me bring up this. Let me bring up this 100 grand because I had to correct myself with the actual factual stuff. The Dallas Cowboys receiving corps last season finished out top on average yards of separation, top 10 in 2025. But before that time frame, the Dallas Cowboys receiving corps, and for those who need to check me, you can just pull it up on Google and put it in. The Dallas Cowboys receiving corps was roughly 2.7 to 2.8 yards of separation, ranking bottom half in the entirety of the NFL from 24th to 28th, according to discussions. And that was through the seasons of 2020 all the way through 2025. Okay. So up to 2024, I meant to say. So we didn't get a lot of yards of separation. And the average yards of separation is 3.6. The Cowboys continuously, during that time frame, was averaging 2.7 to 2.8. So that's way below average.
How many years did we go 12-5?
3 consecutive years. With that, by the way. With that, by the way. Yeah. So we could have been even better. Like.
So all y'all want to get rid of Dak Prescott. There's a nail in your coffin on that argument. Because what quarterback was going to come in here and do that?
Yeah, and then that goes to point. What correlates to this is like for all of my like math people out there, like the people that's really good in calculus and algebra and all of this stuff. Guess who probably based off of that information? Guess who's probably, if I just look this up, leading the league in tight window throws. I guarantee you what correlates would be that Dak Prescott is probably the better tight window throwers of the football because you don't get no damn separation. So that means that he's extremely accurate. Well, go ahead.
Hey, look. Can you do that same thing that you did and put Jalen Hurts in there?
Oh, Lord.
I want to see something. I want to see something.
On tight window throws or would you want average or separation?
Yards of separation for the receivers. I want to see something.
Let me see. What are the average? I'm just putting average yards of separation. Separation for the Philadelphia Eagles in the last 10 years. I think I could do it that way. Okay. Last 10. No, how many years Hurts been in the league for? Like 5 or 6, right?
About five, 6.
Let me just put 6 years, just be safe. All right. Let me go. To be fair, AJ Brown don't get a lot of yards of separation. He's on
I still want to know.
I got to pull it up in here. Let me go to my chat GPT because they didn't pull up. And I'm not trying to cherry pick here. I'm trying to give you guys the actual factual information. What are the average yards of separation for the Eagles wide receivers in the last 6 years? Come on, boom. Yeah. And remember, I think that they are more of a run-first team than it is a second. All right, so boom. They don't get a lot of yards of separation, so that's a moot point. I'm pulling this up right now, $100,000.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not in the top tier epsilon, just to be fair, just to be transparent with you.
That's probably because they're a running team, like you said.
Yeah,
they run the football, and Jalen Hurts is more of a runner.
Yeah.
So that kind of
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just being real. I ain't gonna cherry pick. I ain't gonna do nobody like that.
Okay. That goes to show why they got Saquon and why he runs the football. That's what that goes to show because he couldn't do it either. That just goes on my point that he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If you drop Jalen Hurts in this system right here, before Pickens, Jalen Hurts wouldn't have got it done either. He probably would have led the league in interceptions. That's what that goes to show. And y'all talk about how Dak Prescott's turnovers and all this and that. He ain't had no separation. What do you expect when you don't got separation? That just shows the accuracy that Dak Prescott showed. Now he got separation, and look where he ended up at. Top offense in the league. Top offense in the league, running game going crazy because now we got guys that can separate.
Now, what I can do to correlate, now I'm not cherry picking none of this stuff. I typed in who lead the league in tight window throws in the last 5 seasons. Over the last 5 years, Dak Prescott lead the NFL in tight window throw percentages, posting rates of above 20% of the passes where receivers have less than 1 yard of separation remains high volumes in tight window throws. So, and then second place in that is your Joe Burrows, and then recently it was Drake May, and those are the only quarterbacks. Now, I can type in where Hurts leads at, you know what I'm saying? And let's see. I'm gonna go right here, and we just having a good time, man. We just talking, The thing is, the craziest thing of it is that people know that Dak Prescott is a better thrower of the ball than Hurts. That's not, and I think Hurts is a damn good improvise. He can run with the ball when things kind of like chaos in front of him. But he's not a progression guy. He's not going to go through his progressions and make his throw. He's going to be a one.
They want him to do that this year.
Yeah, he's a one-read guy.
They want him to do that this year. They want him to throw in the middle of the field this year. From what I heard, I want to see it. I want to see it. But I'm saying, and that's bad, by the way, people. That's not good. That's bad. So now that we don't have that problem, now you see what you see. Now you see what you see when we got separation.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. You know, it's not, and even in that, we was going to the playoffs. Even in that, we was one game from going to the playoffs. On top of having the bad defense for a couple of those years, on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, where was the help coming from? And y'all can't say the running game, because there was no running game for a couple of those years. We wasn't getting nothing. So,
hey, it is for what it is. Now, I punched this in the chat GPT. There's no B in chat GPT, by the way. You know, but Mississippi, we're gonna put B in there. Chat BTT. All right, like, where that B in, man? Chat GPT. but I got right here, man. However, the NFL use next gen stats. You can find all of this information. The tight window tendencies of quarterbacks very high with Josh Allen, very high with Dak Prescott, high with Joe Burrows, Matthew Stafford, moderate, even dare I say, with Pat Mahomes, because Pat Mahomes got that damn Andy Reid there is going to make sure that these guys can get separation. And then if you look at Jalen Hurts, it says low to moderate. Generally throws fewer tight windows than any other quarterback listed above. And then it says
he can't do it.
It says this right here, comparing, and I know comparison is the thief of all joy. I get all of that. Comparing Dak Prescott versus Hurts routinely, the NFL leading tight window thrower percentages also acts to fit contested coverage throws more often, especially Dak Prescott through the years. Write this down, 2023 to 2024. However, Hurts benefit from A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley in 2025 because the offense emphasizes on RPO, play action, and vertical isolation concepts. And it creates a cleaner thrower window when you do such. Now, this is from their chat GPT. The Cowboys don't have those type of schemes. We didn't have an RPO, play action, vertical isolation concept scheme. So therefore, they don't even have that information to even pull up. So I just wanted to pull that up and bring that out to light while you on the phone, $100,000. So that's what they're saying. That he benefited from. And I get it, because if you're going to have an RPO, if you're going to have those type of strategies and schemes and stuff like that, it's going to create throwing lanes because of the simple fact. An RPO game. What we tell people, you play DB, I believe, right? Never stop your. Never.
I ain't played the game. I played Madden.
You played Madden, but you never want to what? You never want to stop your what? Your feet, right?
Your feet.
Right. And when you got that RPO action and you got all of that read option stuff, as a defender, you got to be slow.
Y'all got the threat of the most dangerous back in the league.
Hell yeah.
Saquon. So that's what you're gonna do. That Prescott ain't have that.
Big
Tony Pollard.
Who's a dog, by the way? They just didn't want to let that dog off the leash. Get on back in the house. Get back.
Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying, man.
But what else you got for me, though, man? What else you got for me, man?
That's it, man. That's all I got, man.
That's all.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Well, you didn't want to talk about LBJ?
We're not going to go down that
wait.
I already told you, yo. I'm not. What did I tell you already earlier today, bro? I said I know what it is when he said out his mouth. I don't care what the Heat Twitter did. I don't care about that. When he go up and he say, I'm going back to South Beach, that's when I'm going to be happy. Until then,
y'all trying to develop, y'all trying to have a super team over there. That's what it is.
Super team?
Yeah.
Even if we, hold on.
Wait. What you trying to say?
Hold on. We still don't have shooters, though. What are you talking about? Even if we get him, that's great. He can handle the ball. He can play point guard for us.
Right.
That's about it. He's not a shooter.
No.
He's not a shooter.
List who you got. List who you got on Miami. List who you got. I want to hear you say it.
Bam is not a shooter.
Who?
Giannis is not a shooter.
But Giannis and LeBron James, man, you can go find.
Lord,
what?
No, come on. I know. You never played basketball before, but you gotta have people that can spread the floor. If you got shooters, that spreads the floor. That gives alleyways for the LeBron to get a layup, for the Giannis to get a layup, for Bam to get a layup. Yeah, Bam had that 83, shot a couple threes.
Yeah.
He ain't no three-point shooter. It's not like we had. Now, if we had Wemby, Giannis, and LeBron, then I'll be like, all right, boom, we got Wemby, he could pull up from 30. We ain't got nobody that can pull up from 30, Law. Nobody. We traded, our shooters is gone. Man. We need some shooters. Don't get me wrong, we will win some games. We will go to the playoffs with this squad. But right. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, man, we're going to win a championship. No, I'm not saying that. Should we go far in the playoffs? I believe so.
Do you think?
I'm
do
not
you
saying
think
we're going to win
that?
the championship.
Do you think that if LeBron James, and I know you don't want to jinx yourself, I'm trying to jinx it, shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you think, I said it out loud. But if you have LeBron James, that's going to carry over some cachet for you guys to go get more and more players to maybe land your shooter.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because LeBron, one thing LeBron is, he's a passer. So shooters will know if LeBron's on that court, even at 43 years old, 42, however old he is, he still demands attention.
Yeah.
He still could drive. He can't dunk. But he's still a driver. He still could get a layup. So you still gotta close in when he come through the lane.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If we get some shooters, Long.
Yeah.
If we get some shooters, Miami Heat'll be top 3 in the East. Top 3 easy in the East. Right now, this basketball team we got right now, like around 6.
Okay.
5, 6. I would be in the East, definitely making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Definitely making the playoffs. But for us to be top 5, maybe top 3, we need shooters, bro. We don't got no shooters right now. That's the only thing that's holding me back from talking cash shit. We get some shoot. Clay, I don't care.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you like I asked JP. I'm gonna ask you like I asked JP.
We go get Clay.
Who do you want?
Clay. If we go get Klay Thompson, I'm talking monkey shit.
Okay.
Even though he old and all this and that, shooters always can shoot. All we need you to do is got that quick release and shoot the ball. That's all I need from you, Clay. LeBron to get you all the threes you want. Giannis to get you all the threes you want. If he can still hit that 3, that's all I need. I don't need 2 shooters. I just need 1. Give me 1, and I'm good to go. Then I'm talking cash money. But right now, I ain't talking cash money. We gonna make the playoffs and all that, but I'm not sitting here saying we a championship. No. And now if this was young LeBron 10 years ago, LeBron,
damn,
and Giannis and Giannis, yeah. LeBron is, he's still LeBron, but he ain't LeBroning. You know what I mean? He just good for passing. That's all he good for. He good for passing. That's it.
Yeah.
But you want me to talk cash money? I'm not doing it.
Not yet.
I'm not doing it. You gaslighting me, man.
I'm
you
trying, man. My Lakers, my Mayo boys gonna do something.
Your Lakers.
I appreciate you, man.
If they don't win, if they come out the gate slow, I want to know what LA gonna look like. What LA gonna say?
Man,
it's gonna be a lot. Bring the brothers back. I can see
Man, shoot. I want help them brothers, man. if we fool around and start winning, oh my God, man. Hell yeah, man. My Lakers, boy, shoot. They fool around, win, boy. Yes, indeed.
You gonna be screaming, keep the brothers off the team. Keep them off.
I said, the Lakers got more soul than what my guy? Where you at?
Oh, look at my African American.
The great white hype, baby. Hell yeah. Yes, indeed, boy. All right. Appreciate you for calling in, 100, man. Thank you, man. Yes, indeed. Go Lakers, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. He had no rebuttal to that, boy. Yes, indeed. My Lakers, boy. Shoot, I know every Cowboy fan is a Laker fan, a Yankee fan, but I'm from Mississippi, man. So y'all leave me alone, man. Shoot, my team, shoot. The great white hype, man. Jeez. Nothing wrong with them boys, man. Shoot. And Luka, come on, Luka, do your thing. Shoot. Oh my goodness, man. Y'all better leave my team alone. Let me see if I can pull this up, man. Before we let the next caller on. Cowboys. Wait a minute, boy. Let me go right here. I got the next caller from the 870. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hello, Lo. How you doing?
Doing great, man. You've been waiting in this line longer than Shaq feet, man. What you got for me, man?
Well, I know. Yeah, this is Cecil, man. Just giving you a call. Haven't talked with you in a while. And I'm a Laker fan too. So it's me and you.
Yeah. Hey, let's go, man. A win is a win. It's you. I'll take it any way I can. Yeah, I'll take it.
We'll take it. What I was calling you about is, we've got a real good diversified offense, able to run the ball and pass it. But I'm not nitpicking. I'm just trying to wonder why a certain thing isn't working. I noticed that we're not able to be effective, with screen passes. With having that balance, why can't they get the screen pass to work pretty good? Do you have an idea, or what do you think?
I think we had a good screen game when we had the guy, what's his name, in 2016. They call it I think Coach Lanninghan special, the Lanninghan or something like that. Yeah. That's the last time we had like a real good screen game. I think that the way, and I'm not beating up Dak, but I kind of worry Dak on some screen passes. I like him better throwing post routes. I like him better throwing your vertical balls. He's pretty good on throwing to the outside shoulder, but the screen game, man, it just kind of, I don't know. I can't put it all on the quarterback either. So it's just been an in-depth philosophy with the Cowboys of not emphasizing on the screen game.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, are we really selling it good? Sometimes you have to sell certain plays to kind of get the defense to react or go another direction. And I was just curious about that. Just wanted your opinion about that part, because it used to be, you could. Now we have Blue back there running.
Right.
I mean, he'll be coming in different times, and he does have speed, and he can elude a few people, and if they could get that thing working, man, that would be something else to do too.
I agree. I prefer for us to throw some plays out, get rid of the play with CD Lamb in the backfield.
Right.
Get rid of that one.
I agree.
I don't even like his body type back there. He's a slender guy.
No, he's not muscular enough. Her frame isn't big enough.
Right. So throw that one away, Shotty. And if you're gonna implement screen game, let Jadon Blue, because he runs a 4.2 something, and if all he needs is daylight, find ways to get him open. I would figure out ways to a degree, even Cavante Turpin, I like there's a play out there that Brevin Span 4 got a nice screen thing. Don't screen it to Jake Ferguson though. He's not going.
No. He'll fumble the ball. He'll fumble it, you know.
or won't get off his stance, man. So there's certain wide receivers that I like getting screen balls, man. You can throw in. I think that Flanor could probably be a good screen guy.
Yeah.
Lamb is good. You talking about getting him ball in space and getting smoke screens and stuff like that. But I don't want Lamb in that spot. You know, I think that GP don't need to do that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got.
I would just speak in terms of, you know, Blue and some of the running backs. You know, but because you know those receivers, you know, they're wide open when they catch the balls, usually high in the ribs, I suppose. You know, and. You could just flip it out to a back, you know, that would be I remember, well, I'm telling my age, but I remember when you said Dorsett was playing and they could get it out there to him. But then again, that was different defenses and everything then too, you know, but he could really get it going, you know. But I was just curious with us having Blue going and see how that would work. But I got one other question for you, and I know, well, you know, that tight end that we got from, I guess he's a free agent from Baylor.
Yeah.
What do you know about him? I heard he's really a great athlete. What do you know much about him?
I spoken to Lunda Wells this offseason about him. He is a coach's favorite, you know, so I know that he's going to get the attempts. But there's another guy named DJ Roger that probably will know this offense a little bit quicker and faster than what he can because they play the pro style at TCU. I do like the fact that this is going to breed competition. Princeton Fant is a damn good blocker. He can play H-back. You got, to a degree, you got Hunter Lupke, who's an H-back. So you got a lot of guys that he got to compete for that spot. But as far as high jumping the ball or pulling the ball out of the sky, give me Triggs. I think that Trigg, if he can pick up and get some reps with the first team, oh, my goodness. I think that we found us something, but we have to wait and see, though.
Yeah, because I see how good. I was seeing some film on him. He would really be good on like a seam route. You know, he's got the size and everything, and he would really be something on, you know, third downs or something like like that too and everything. But it's I just can't wait for the season to come. You know, and just want to tell you, it's always a pleasure talking with you, and you know, try to stay away from those walruses with the what was that you said? Was it a flea? A tick, yeah. Man, that brother was something else, man. I ain't never heard nothing like that, you know.
Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
He was too much, man. But anyway, look, you take good care of yourself, and I'll be talking with you again soon. Okay.
Most certainly. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. That's my guy Cecil, man. The deepest voice in the land, Cecil. And I never met or heard a guy by the name of Cecil with a soft voice, right? Every Cecil I know, I bet you, I'm envisioning Cecil like, let me know in the chat, Cecil. I'm envisioning like a 6'2", 245, 250, just swole, you know what I'm saying? Like Cecil, like, yeah, Law. By the way, you know, the Lakers my team too, right? And all I can say is nice talking to you, Law Nation. Go Cowboys. But how do you feel about Triggs? You know, I'm just thinking like I could be wrong. He could be like this small guy. Yes, indeed. But no, I think that he's going to be a real big guy over there. Cecil is a real big guy. Cowboys. Seam routes, red zone, all of that stuff. Yeah. The Mormon boys. Leave the Lakers alone, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys on this marathon. We done did about 10 shows into 1 or 11, 10 or 11, right? But there will be a day. There will be a day that I do a marathon. And I will pull up this group chat that I'm in that I had myself psyched to talk noise and mess because we all plan. to do the Super Friends show today.
It's an evil world we live in.
Shame.
But there was one person.
Shame.
That said, man, this week ain't good for me. And then he said, well, next week we got training camp. So it sounds like they dodging. They dodging the good old Law Nation over here. They are dodging me. There they are. They dodging me. They know I'm going to talk real bad about them damn Giants. I ain't going to say who. All three of us, we can do a show right now with three, but not with four. And it's not the same when you're just leaving one person out of the group. If you can guess the person who said, man, I can't today, man. I don't blame them, though, because I was going to talk some noise about them. It's all good. Yes, indeed. Well, it's time for the longest outro. If you send jewels and super chats in and I miss you out, hopefully we'll be able to read your name at the end credits. They say the race is not to the swift, nor the battle is to the mighty, but it is to he that endures to the end. And we've been fighting a good fight. It wasn't Brunson this time. It wasn't Brunson this time. Let me give you a hint. Sometimes you go to a game, they have fecal matter falling out of the sky. It was that guy. So maybe, just maybe, next week or the week after next, we can have this Super Friends show. And you guys can hear me fight for what's right over here in Cowboys land. And if you guys are watching for this marathon show, wait a minute. Cecil says, Law, I'm actually 5'7", 180 pounds. That deep voice is coming from the soul. I see you, Cecil. Appreciate you for calling in. 5'7", 180. And you the Barry Whites of the world. But verily, verily, I say unto you all that's watching, that's enjoying the off season, that's relishing the moments that we have here, understand this. We hear storylines of JP and his doubts. You hear other fans that we don't want to call them out by names, that they switch sides. We don't kick people out of the Cowboys community. We understand. But damn it, on your way back in, we're going to talk real bad about you. Because when you are born with the silver and blue in the mindset in your body, that's who you are. Win, lose, or draw are the ones that's really the heart and soul of this Cowboys. Win, lose, or draw, ladies and gentlemen. So to that caller who didn't like what they was born with, and they decided to slice it off and say, I'm going to send myself into something else, meaning that you didn't like the grand creator's idea of who you are. But I come here to tell you guys that I'm not cutting my parts off. I'm not finna add parts that don't belong to me. I like how the grand creator created me. As silver and blue till I stay true all the way till I die. Never will I think about being something else. So I'm talking to the ones that's here, that regardless of the situation, win, lose, or draw, that you're gonna be pumping out that silver and blue the Cowboys way, the best way possible. And how bad do you want it is up to you on your stance. Think it's not strange that this world is tied up with all of the hoopla of what we haven't done in the last 30 years, 30 seasons. But what I'm telling you right now, Cowboys Nation, y'all know what I'm about to say. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and a dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish of fame or that sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it.
Tell them run it off.
Let me see some blue hearts in the chat.
I wake up, flex, I'm down that check. No drip, this.
Now it's time
no sleep, no rest. Night crash, might break, but first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, I'm down that check. No drip, this. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Night crash, might break, but first I stretch. Tell them run it off. 9 out of 10, rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Come on, baby.
Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me.
Come on.
I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ. And
come on, let's get 6 of them, baby.
I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check.
Nation.
No drip, this. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to.
Come on, Oxnard, baby.
Call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex,
shout out to you, Richard.
Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this.
Do me a huge favor.
Are you shitting me?
Hit that like button, share this content. Let's slow it down. And remember, tell them, don't let the street lights all alone. You know it's dangerous. Until next time, DC for life, not for short. Don't let the street lights. What we tell them? I be on.